Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Brother 5 finale here on June 29th, 2020. We are here on day 29 of the Big Brother 5 game, and of course, there are two house guests left, Kyle and my man, and we'll see which one of those will be crowned the winner of Big Brother 5 here today. We have a lot of jurors here today, and we have, of course, the final two here, and they're waiting to hear their fate. 29 days ago, 16 house guests stepped their foot into the Big Brother house. 14 of them have been evicted. One of them evicted twice, and also came in the house technically twice. After one fake house guest, after one fake house guest, two twists, quite a few powers, a bunch of vouchers, we finally reached the conclusion of the season. Of course, thank you all for participating and coming. It really has been a really entertaining season that I'm excited to spill all the tea and secrets about and answer all your questions about how you got evicted, who did what, etc., etc. But without further ado, are you guys ready to see who the winner of Big Brother 5 is?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm not ready, no.
Yeah, I'm good.
So,
As you know, cancel the show.
Of course, at the ceremony, we will be revealing the winner. Plus, we will see who wins Everybody's favorite house guest and the host's favorite house guest. Of course, the winner is ineligible for both of those prizes, and the winner cannot get both of those prizes. So, the people who the MRT picks, I will pick someone else if they pick the same person. Yeah. I guess. Any comments before we begin?
Good luck,
Yes.
Yeah, right back at you.
because I'm nervous.
All right. The winner, of course, you guys are each guaranteed $500, but the person who wins and gets the majority of the votes will win $5,000 and be the winner of Big Brother 5. We have a seasoned vet plus a newbie. We will see who wins. All right. I'm gonna ask only from the audience of people who are not part of the jury, nor the final two. Who do you guys think is gonna win?
As a person who has not followed any of this, I think MZX is going to win.
I think it's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up
Yeah,
puzzle.
I think it could be anybody.
I could see it going either way.
All right.
I could too.
Not to reveal my vote, but expect to see MZ's head when my head disappears.
All right. We will start. You know, we won't wait any further. So we
Dog brought right out in a whole painting kit.
As a fan of all San Diego teams, I'm rooting for Kyle.
We will know who the winner is, and then we'll have a few discussions. So feel free, please stay in. Obviously,
I love my Stan army of nowhere.
And start with. We'll read the votes one at a time. We will start with. Talon's vote here. These votes will, of course, reveal who they cast their vote to win. 5 votes to win.
Toby
Talon.
voted for.
Cast his vote for Kyle to win Big Brother
Okay.
5.
I thank you.
The vote is currently 1-0. On to JP. JP cast his vote for Kyle to win Big Brother 5. It is 2 votes to Kyle.
Yeah, I'm
thank
getting
you,
this
JP.
feeling. I think Kyle's won it.
Oh, definitely.
Has cast his vote for
So fast.
Kyle to win Big Brother 5. We have 3 votes to Kyle. Cece.
Save
Oh,
time.
hi, Cece. Has cast his vote for the save to pass. To Kyle. 4 votes to Kyle. He needs 1 vote to win.
This is less.
Is this a 9-0 vote?
Okay, this is gonna be like the next 4 are mine then, and then it's down to Vicky.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
It was 9-0, wasn't it?
Was it unanimous?
Okay.
Unanimous.
I did not expect that to be unanimous.
As someone that voted for Kyle, I did not expect it to be unanimous.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me? My man brought me over.
Kyle,
Vicky
I have been rooting for you all season, and I've been like,
As
there's
soon
no
as-
way
as
he's
soon as
gonna
I
win,
cast
but
my vote
please
for Kyle,
prove me
I
wrong.
regretted it.
Prove me wrong.
as soon as I cast my vote to evict Vicky, I regretted it. It wasn't even. It was like the second I sent that, I was like, I
My man,
get a bad feeling about that.
if you voted to evict Kyle instead of Vicky, you might have won unanimously.
Yeah.
Kyle, I
so
don't know how
angry
this game
about that.
works.
I'd agree with that.
I
don't know how
I
this
would
game
love
works,
to hear
but
why you all
congrats.
voted for me because
I-
it's
I-
one of my
I-
questions.
I was not expecting you to win, but I've been rooting for
I was
you all
expecting to
season.
win the
I was
second I
not
did that. I was
expecting
like,
you to win,
I mean,
win
what
unanimously.
made me realize the second I cast the vote was like, I just brought the person who we've all said is an easy beat from like way ago. I was like, yeah, I can't win this, can I?
All right.
Underdog.
Yeah, congratulations, Kyle. You won $5,000 and the title of the winner of Big Brother 5. My man, $5 and runner-up once again. Really said, they really said Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my man, I'm so sorry. That's no one deserves that.
I will say, you guys really did make for a entertaining final two because it was the jury did deliberate and it was not an easy
Did
vote.
No,
They
my
did.
man.
We
We
do.
were mostly leaning towards you in the beginning. Some
Our
good
round tables
questions.
took an hour and a half.
Yeah.
No lie.
And it was all about like, well, because like we started off liking you. Your answers were pretty bad.
Whose?
It was I think
Mine
Silence-
came into the finale winning, I think, but his
Yeah.
speech.
Yes.
Sorry,
I-
but
if I
it was
was
not
great.
good.
I mean, I read Kyle's. I mean, to be honest, a lot of it was. I think I just kind of got thrown off by the questions. Like
I think that's
as
what
soon as I
happened
was
too. I
seeing
think-
some of the questions come in, so many of them were positive for Kyle and negative against me, and I was like, "Fuck!" And I think that
I
just
thought they
threw
were
me
just
because I just
throwing
couldn't
me
think them
fluff
through.
questions, and then they were actually considering your game. But then they were like, "Oh, here's a fluff question for Kyle." 'cause,
Yeah, I
like,
wasn't sure if they were trying to flub it and make it look different from what it was, but I was looking at the questions and the tone of them, and I was like, I think I'm fucked. And I wasn't sure whether whether my answer for the questions or if it was already decided.
It
It
was
was
not.
not-
So I
it
think I
wasn't
just got
already
thrown off my game and
decided.
just
That
got
was
nervous.
I will say, I think some people were already decided. I think others were up in the air, and your question answering solidified it against you.
There was a
was a
majority. Yeah,
majority.
I would say a majority of the votes were up in the air at the beginning. So, well, at least we're not like decided. So there were.
so
some,
you
I
guys
mean,
liked my responses? Oh my god.
Yeah, your responses.
You had it. You
were pretty
Your
good.
arguments were really good. I will give you that. You had a
Yeah.
At the
Love it.
beginning, Kyle started off strong and my man started off not very strong, and then at the end, my man like caught up ground for me, but it just wasn't enough eventually.
it was-
I
yeah,
like one of my last answers to Cookie about what was it? No, it was actually no. My favorite answer was the one to you, Dolt, about comparing my game to Kitty. That was the one I
Oh,
felt.
that
Yeah,
was
I'm
the
sorry,
answer.
you completely lost me on that one.
That was
that was
feisty.
Really?
That was his least favorite answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's why I
I
didn't
felt
vote
good about
for
that
you.
because I mean it's all about It's all about. It was we played kind of similar games at the start, I think, but that was my perception.
All right.
Yeah, my man wasn't like totally online at the start, but he was like definitely active. But
He
it's not like I was gonna say that in response to a question about him being inactive.
Honestly, I would have been.
early.
I was sympathetic to. I was sympathetic to.
I disagree that my man slept until jury. I think you guys went on that point too much. He definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I really got offended with that. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean, I deliberately did that because, but I never slept. I just used all the time I could, and which wasn't loads. But then
I'm sympathetic to my man's strategy in the beginning because like everyone sees Mine Man as a threat. So if like Mine Man
Exactly, if I came in
Mine
doing the
Man
same things I've done
immediately
before, I
starts
would've lost.
going off on everyone, like he's just gonna get booted as quickly as Dalt was. So
Yeah,
like
well,
he would
exactly.
not be in. I don't think he would be in the final two if he didn't play like that at the beginning.
Well, I will say that I think it's a little different because while he didn't make any moves, he definitely had the relationships to keep himself stable. I think I guess one thing you could cite is theoretically the week three double where Cookie saved Mine Man from the block. Like Cookie really had no incentive to do that, and then like he was obviously allied with
Cookie
Mine
was in an alliance with me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think Mine Man played a bad game in the beginning. I think he did what he had to do.
Yeah, and I think that it is definitely true that I honestly, it was a toss. If I like knowing everything I know, it honestly was going to be a toss up because I knew that they played different games, and it very much was going to be depending how you sold yourself in the basically final. And I think with the questions and based off of the answers, I think Kyle definitely won the final. I don't want to say final travel council, but the final two.
I mean,
speeches.
yeah, I got that impression as well. It was
Yeah,
very
But
I-
now we
I
know
feel
that
like Kyle won
competitions
this.
are not everything. You
I
don't
don't
have to win an HOH to
I was
win.
looking at it though, and I was just because the reason why I brought Kyle was because as far as I'd seen it from how I was playing the game, Kyle was on the out. Well, okay,
Yeah, no, the thing is,
before
my
it clicked, it was very much like Kyle hadn't really been winning comps. Kyle hadn't
Yeah.
really been like the ones
Yeah.
driving the alliances and pushing them. But then, like as
But
soon
that
as I
was my
sent that
point.
decision through, I was like, no, Kyle has been the one that was like, Carl's been the one benefiting from all of these. Why would he do anything? So
The thing is, my
That's-
man. The thing is, from my position, I don't think there was going to be a way that you could figure out that that Kyle was doing, but Kyle at least had some like more social game aspects. It was because you guys were kind of like it was weird because you guys were like on the same side of the house at one point, but then also like on different sides of the house because like
Kitty and I plotted
like
your
it was kind of
instructions
hard.
so
I was
fast.
as soon as I sent through that decision, it kind of all clicked into place. But it would have taken a lot more thinking.
because you were allied with JP and Meg was allied with Kyle, so you guys were just kind of like between like it was like really weird, but. I will talk to you more in a second.
And,
Before we
and
get to
then
that,
Kyle was allied with me, and I was also allied with Meg.
But
Yeah.
before we talk about that, before we get into a little more of the game, we will talk about the Emerty's favorite house guest and my favorite house guest vote.
Oh, can you post the voting history? I'm very curious.
Oh yeah, I will post that in a second, but soon.
Okay.
We're gonna go. There's a lot of things at once. So yeah. So first thing, we'll get to the Emerty's favorite house guest vote. Fun fact. So the winner is ineligible, and Kyle, you did get the most of the votes, so you cannot win.
Oh, I definitely got like a really divided vote, you know?
But actually, before we get to that, I will reveal Aries has won the draft. Congratulations, Aries. Aries picked the three people he picked were Kyle, Meg, and Mindman, which were solid picks.
Very good picks.
So
I mean, like finals. Was that? Yeah, that was like
It
final
was so
4, final 2,
close.
and final 2, right?
The person that the most people picked was Cookie.
Well,
Yeah,
No, that would be final 5, final 2, a 5th, 2nd, 1st. That was ours.
I wanted to pick the new people, except for my man, I guess.
but yeah, so all right, let's
I wanted
take a
to
look.
pick myself in a draft. I did not expect to come second.
Take a look at our. Let's take a look at our top placers and our top eligibles for the Emerton's favorite house guests. The people who are in the top 3. It's top 4. The top 4 people, the top 4 vote getters, excluding Kyle, of course, are in alphabetical order. It's Meg.
Ooh.
Actually, not in alphabetical order. I'm dumb. It's Meg. It's JP. It's Kitty. And it's Red Ray.
Ooh.
Red
Ray.
Honestly, Red Ray was robbed. Honestly.
I had to vote for Red Ray because the other person up was Kyle, and I wasn't gonna vote for Kyle.
And the winner of the Emerty's favorite house guest, which I think is deserved because I think I was going to, I was thinking of choosing this person, but the Emerty's favorite house guest chose it for me. With the most votes and $300, 300 in-game dollars. Congratulations to Meg. You are the Emerty's favorite house guest.
Yeah. Meg.
Congrats, Meg.
You are the Emerty's favorite house guest.
That's what I figured Yoshi would pick.
I got a
I was
feeling
gonna-
Meg was going to
I
get
was going to pick Meg because I think Meg had she really ate in the pre-jury social game.
Yes, that was my.
She really did really well especially in the pre-jury. And since Meg's saying, I will announce my second pick for the Emerty's favorite because this person really I picked this person because they really like dedicated themselves to the game. They definitely made alliances, really played the game, and even would really try to take the extra step to try to advance their game, and sometimes even make some interesting moves that we will talk about shortly. But for for another $300 for the host favorite house guest. That other contenders I think were right. Meg was a contender for me. Other contenders which which didn't get it. Adult was a contender for me because of basically the moves he at least had to think through. Basically, once getting back in the house and dealing with everything that happened. But I will give that award to Cookie. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
Just especially with, I guess, obviously with, other you being engaged in the jury house, and especially with you spending way too much to trying to find hidden vouchers in the Discord. If you didn't know, there were hidden vouchers in the Discord, by the way, like a lot.
Oh, I found like almost as soon as they were posted.
I could not be bothered.
There were like 15 or 18 hidden in the Discord in total. So like, yeah. But congratulations to Cookie and Meg.
What do you mean hidden vouchers?
Wow, congrats, Meg.
Yeah.
There was hidden vouchers.
This is the first time I'm hearing about these hidden
got.
vouchers.
Yeah.
Did you guys not see the emote that said "send this emoji to Yoshi"?
Yeah, there was hidden emote. It was in the cast photo. There was one with my name. There was a lot. God's name. Name. There was a lot.
I had no idea. What the fuck?
I got the cast photo
Also,
and I
actually,
got
Yoshi, can I
God's
ask you a
name.
question?
Yes.
Those 3 mysterious vouchers I got at the start of the vouchers thing. They were from Red Ray.
Yeah, Red Ray could play a game in the pre-jury house where he could give someone vouchers if he correctly guessed
who were in the top 5.
Who were in the top 5 in the HOH, so who would like be getting the vouchers in the HOH.
And he was able to pass those on to my man.
Wow.
Yeah. Red Ray was rooting for you, my man, the whole time because he's like not.
I know. I was thinking it for Red Ray at the end because like me and Red Ray wanted to form a final 2 alliance at the very start. However, like everything just went south with that, and that whole alliance was so wonky. And I just heard about it and was like, oh no, because I don't want him to be the first boot. So as soon as he left and was like, I'm rooting for you, I was like, I want to win this for Red Ray because Red Ray was robbed. Me and Red Ray, like with every loyalty I had this season, Red Ray would have been my number 1 had he not been the first boot.
I am very happy with the results of this season.
So if we take a look here,
honestly, as sad as it is that I came second again, and I'm still sad I can't win. I'm still fucking sad about not bringing Vicky when I knew I should. I'm happy that Carl won because Carl did play actually. I mean, I slandered Carl a lot, but like a lot of it was kind of hamming it up. Carl played a good game,
worry,
and I only
did the
realized
same
that as
thing,
soon
I
as I
don't
brought him, and I regret doing that so much.
Wiki page is updated. Check you can check the wiki there. I sent the link in Mumble. All the votes are up.
Time to win BB6 then.
MZX wins BB6.
Yes, that's true. Guys, I have a sad announcement. I tried to come online as MZX, but Yoshi changed the account, so I couldn't get in.
Yeah, so there's the votes.
What was different?
It was different. There was a few things you had different. I can tell you the story of the whole season. There's one specific thing I want to tell you guys about. So if you look at the vote there. So you guys remember you guys were debating in the jury house. Okay, you're like, okay, basically who did you guys credit with getting Conrick out? You guys credited.
We credited Kyle for that.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of my move.
With Conrick's okay. Fun fact: Ox as HOH. You guys wondered why did he nominate Conrick? I know. I'm not sure if there was like if he did this as a fake, but his renomination was either gonna be Conrick or Mindman. It was Conrick because of random.org.
RNG, yeah, someone said that in that jury.
Yeah, so it was basically if the random.org chose Mindman to go home, mine would have gone home otherwise. So Conrick's fate and Mindman's fate was literally up to random.org.
I wasn't sure
That was
if he decided to
completely
throw
and
that
utterly
aside.
rigged.
Oh, I mean, I know he did random.org for Megan, but I wasn't sure if he threw random.org aside and then just kind of rigged for like Conrick after the conversation that happened. So
he got pleas from both people, so I think he legitimately did random.org. So
interesting.
Honestly, random.org for a game like Big Brother, I don't know about you guys, but like seriously, why?
I love that.
I do not. I do not like that. I was like, Connor's gonna get fucked by random.org, and I feel really bad because
Connor was gonna win easily.
I was gonna win, and then random.org. What?
I tried to get Ox to put up Mind Man because me and Kyle wanted to get whichever one of you two was out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind
that
of got
was our
that feeling.
plan.
As soon as I went to Carl and was like, "Don't use the veto," and he's like, "Well," I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yoshi, you should strongly encourage people to not use random.org
I
for
mean,
stuff like this.
the thing is that will, if they came to the final, I knew that was gonna hurt his game. He was having to claim like he did random.org, and everyone would be like, no. Everyone
I
would
mean,
hate it.
Conric, the only thing with that is I'm not. I mean, I can't say for certain, but like I'm not sure I'm not sure if it would have made much difference because me and Ox had kind of gone kind of close out of the fallings out of some of the alliances.
Oh yeah,
and
if
I
it
think
was,
you might
oh
have gone
yeah,
up anyway.
I think when I revealed to Ox the plan that I had, Ox just kind of completely spilled the beans to you, and then that's how I got evicted. I didn't know it was random.org.
Yeah, so I will tell some other. So that was one thing I was just like, yeah, Ox, Ox this season was very much decisions, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I should have Ox.
Oh boy, where to start?
The thing is, getting out Ox wasn't necessarily the wrong thing because he is good.
I was worried about comp wins at the end, but then I should have fucking brought Vicky.
The thing is, it was you. You probably should have taken out. See, okay, I think you.
If I would have voted out Kyle because I know that you can. I mean, not foreseeing Vicky winning the physical comp. Your only mental competition is like Kyle in the memories about the house. So I would have evicted Kyle there, and then whoever at the. Oh wait, that was the final four. So yeah, so go into the final three, and then you have Vicky or Ox take one.
It was. What's it called? It was very interesting final days. What was I gonna say? Hold on. I need to type up. I forgot to type in the book. But yes, it was. I was very interested to see basically because near the end it was very much a. It was very much a my man. It's my man's game to lose. Was really at the end.
Yeah, and I fucked it up. I'm so angry. Oh well,
what
happens? And I mean. At least, I mean, in this case, I feel like I'm happy where I'm at peace with it. In like the case where I knew I was the one that lost it, I didn't kind of get fucked by like perceptions. But I mean, it was as soon as I knew, I kind of got the sense that Carl was winning, and I was like, yeah, I think as a conclusion of the season, I think being me or Carl up to the final two and Carl winning is good. I'm happy with that.
Fun fact. I'll do this and then I'm gonna go quickly through each. We can tell you guys basically what you might.
Red in the game.
Oh yes, red. I'm not sure Kyle knows this. This is for Kyle specifically. Kitty, when Kitty got evicted, Kitty was really sure that Kyle turned on him, and he's like, if I get back in the house, I'm gonna blow up Kyle's game. And then once he didn't come back in the house, I told him, yeah, no, Kyle was the only one that was loyal to you.
Yeah, my bad, Kitty. And Kyle, for that matter. I was the one with the package. I got Kitty to give it to me.
Yeah, no. When I saw Kyle's thing about I don't know why Kitty never gave anyone the package. I'm like, ooh, there's another thing Meg lied about.
Yeah, Meg moved pretty sneakily with that. Yeah, so the package was used on week 9, the last week to use it. Austin Dalt. What was I gonna say was So basically, the reasons for everyone got evicted. Red Ray got evicted because of a lie that Wipeout told. It started with basically Wipeout trying to cause distrust in the alliance that they just made for some reason.
What a brilliant strategy! You know what? We got this alliance going. Let's take it down.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, I'll let Wipeout explain.
I was allied with Talon, and he told me, okay, I really just want to get Dalt out, and I was like, okay. So far you seem trustworthy, at least for the fictions, and I said, you know what? Screw it, and then I just got Red Ray out, which I feel really bad now.
It was really.
I wanted Red Ray to stay so bad.
I feel bad for Red Ray, but yeah, it was all that. So that's when he got Red Ray out. But that side of the house, which it was Talent. It was Wipeout, Talent, Dragon, Wipeout, Talent, Dragon, Red. Well, Red Ray's partially. For Ox was on the side of the house. Like Ox was kind of on both sides at the beginning. Ox kind of had a good start. Omega, they were all on that side of the house, and they just kind of took each other out pre-jury. Dalt got out because, I mean, it was Dalt.
It's Dalt.
Yeah, I
The
just
vote almost got there. Vote almost got there. But
almost
no.
all of the pre-jury evictions were
Oh
from
wait, I
Valve.
just realized if Red Ray stayed, mine
You would've
may have
gone.
won.
You would have gone.
I would have gone. Oh, God. Week 1, first boot. Okay, that's a lot.
I hated the first boot options because it was Red Ray as a double first boot or Carl who wanted to play. Both of you wanted to play so bad, and I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, I was really sad. I was like, okay, I will say, I was like so devastated in the pre-show because I was like so many hopefuls because I was like, when Red Ray got, I was like, he's Red Ray Cloud, and I was like, God damn it. And then like my man Adult, I was like, Adult just got here, and my man was like, my man just like, I was like, my man has potential thoughts, and I was like, and then like Wipeout versus Dragon, and then I was just like, well, Wipeout like tried to make a move at the beginning. Dragon, I think, has to do from Big Brother 2, and then like they both went out. Kitty was like playing had a like solid social game, and then he was taken out. And I was just like, oh, this is all so sad.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, sorry. Before I continue with the eviction, I need to yell at one person specifically right now because this one person is bugging me, which is CC.
Wait.
Yes, I know.
Because
Literally, my
do
DR.
not try to claim that you evicted Cookie because you did not.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The person who evicted Cookie was the Mind Man Alliance because their votes were set. There was no one was gonna try to flip it.
Is this why everyone thought that move wasn't mine? Because CC?
No, they thought it was a combination of CC plus CC plus someone like I don't know.
That was hot. Okay, I will defend this. This is the hill I'll die on. That was 100% me.
And I will say, Cookie's eviction. I will give that to My Man because My Man legitimately, basically, because though My Man made the alliance at basically because he's HOH and like y'all do what the HOH is gonna do.
I mean, what I did was I made like a alliance of me and 4 others, and basically said, I'm not going to nominate you. There are 2 big threats in the house, Cookie and Dolt. Can we go after them and then make final 5?
Yeah, and obviously, as you had to follow it, so you can't take the argument like, they were HOH, what else? He was HOH, what else you gonna do? But yeah, no, I think the votes were solidly Cookie because Conrick wanted to flip a Cookie a long time ago. I just remember when Cookie had a conversation with Conrick, he's like, yeah, no, I think Conrick's gonna vote to keep me, and I was just like, that's pretty good.
Honestly, so while we're talking about the Mind Man Alliance, me and Mind Man were the ones that started it. Technically, if I was the one that started the group chat, then I technically would have been the one credited to starting this alliance, but Mind Man was just the one that happened to start the group chat.
Mind Man definitely, I think the default at the end was basically not trying to, I guess, put input into that alliance too much, because that alliance basically fell apart once you got to the double eviction.
Once you got to 6.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, like Conrick and Dolt and Ox and Meg had like a full group chat, and Meg, you came right
Everyone
to
thought
me, and
I
I was
made
like,
that. I didn't make that. Connor made it.
Oh, Conrick made it.
I didn't even do that.
Honestly,
stop blaming me for playing the game. No, that's actually something that made me mad during the season because I could breathe and everyone would be like, "Oh, but you need to go home."
Made me mad. Can we actually have Yoshi? Can we have a discussion with production about some of these twists?
We will get there in a little bit. Right now, we're going through each eviction.
Yoshi, wait, can I at least defend myself? At least the Cookie part.
I will see. I can see.
Yes, please do.
Well, CZ, I can see why you believe that you were it because you did sway. You did think you swayed people's vote, but I think you were. Just the timeline. You were a little too late in it, so people's votes were already kind of there.
Yes, but I also spilled beans that weren't already known, with especially Cookie and Dalt's deal to Conrick.
I think they knew about that already.
Yes.
I told everyone that because I knew Cookie was going home, so I just wanted to like try to get some reason for people to keep me.
The thing with that week is actually another thing with that week is Dole. If you hadn't won veto, you would.
I already know that.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Wait, who told you that?
Everyone.
Oh yeah, because you were in the jury. But.
Also, yes, sorry to yell at you, but yes, that's what I feel you at. Anyway, sorry, that was why I put Dragon. Kitty's okay. So Dragon's eviction was because Dragon's eviction was a little weird because obviously both sides, because they're like, oh, he's a comp threat, right? Was from one side, but the other side, the side that he was on originally. So there was so that side of the house figured out, oh, there's a mole because they figured out that the plan. Dalt was like, oh, they figured out Dalt was the plan. Dalt figured out he was the plan for week 2 or something, and they thought, oh, there's a mole. Which there was, which was Ox, because Ox was on both sides, and they were basically like, "Who is it?" So what Dragon did, they thought it was Wipeout. So what they did was they're like, okay, they're like, okay, so Dragon made a group chat of the same lines with everyone but Wipeout.
Part of no. Part of that was because Talon told me, JP, and my man all about it, and we didn't want to get Talon in trouble. So JP
my favorite thing was the week that Dalt went home. Dalt and Cookie were just kind of openly talking about it in Mumble. And I was just relaying everything that they were saying to Kyle and giving some information to Dragon.
Yeah, and there was like they thought the mole was Wipeout, which it wasn't.
Like I messaged Dragon and I'm like, Dalt knows he's the back door. You've got a mole in your alliance.
Yeah, it was Ox.
I was very wary of Ox, and then Talon came to me and some people in the alliance think you're a mole, and I'm like, okay, but I never knew there was an entire chat made out of it.
Yeah, it was Ox. And that's basically got what got Wipeout out. Dragon got out because he was a comp threat, and like I think they thought he was playing a little too much with that C6 alliance.
I voted for Dragon because I wanted to keep Dragon in. I voted for Dragon because the other nominee was Kyle.
Kitty got out because so early in the game, the reason that Kitty and Kyle were both the replacement nominees was because a lot of people were like, Kitty and Kyle. I guess I'll let Cookie explain this.
Don't admit it, jury.
What?
Don't told me that like me and Kyle are paired with everybody in the house, so like we gotta get them out soon.
That was going around to all of us.
Yeah, that was going around to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, like, was it wrong? Is the question.
It wasn't wrong, but they basically got it. Some people basically got it from like, you guys are in like the same alliance a lot of times. That's what some people were.
We were in like 2 alliances together. We
had 2 alliances
we had
together.
and in both cases we were very careful to make it like neither of us is bringing the other in. Like literally, like with the alliance with Mindman and JP. Mindman was the one who brought up Kyle's name, and I'm like, sure, why not? I guess.
Oh no, we always like assumed that it would be an alliance, and then after I heard that you were an alliance in 2 places, I started spreading.
I kind of assumed it was because from from day one, it was like I kind of got a sense that you guys are talking because I tried to. The one person going into the season I wanted to like be close with was Kyle. So straight at the first person I messaged when the season started was Kyle.
He was also the first person I messaged.
About like an hour later.
You
I got like a message I got like a message from Kyle like way later, and I was like, well, shit. So who's Kyle going to be close to? Who does Kyle know that he's probably already close with? And like going down the list, it seemed most likely to be Kitty. So then creating a chat with like Kitty and Kyle together would at least give me, if I just created that, if they just didn't interact in there at all, then it was obvious that like they had another group they were talking in.
Yeah.
At least that was my thinking.
I think we covered that up a little.
I gotta go now, but I have one question for Meg. Were you ever loyal to me at all?
Ooh, good question.
At the beginning, yes, but after the Red Ray blow up, I didn't know whether or not I could trust you. And my goal was not only to keep myself safe, but to keep JP safe. And you were not a fan of me when I was like, I think we should maybe work with JP. And you were like, no.
Okay,
no.
That was all Talon. That was all Talon. I was like, maybe we should get JP. And she was like, no. And I was like, oh.
Okay. Oh, right now, before you go,
so I didn't want to keep you because I was worried.
Oh yes,
you
Cookie has to apologize
JP
for
out.
calling everyone in the preacher a bully.
Yes, I mean, I want to blame. Okay, but yes, I want to apologize to you, Wipeout. I'm sorry, it was misinformation that I was told.
No, it's fine. I knew that was gonna happen. I got probably the worst message I got was from Vicky. I have to. But
oh yes, I saw that message.
But yes, I want to say I'm sorry because there was just misinformation I was told.
It's Big Brother, so.
Yeah, it's Big Brother.
Get what you get.
I mean,
After that happened and I started getting the messages, I was like, I don't know if I'll play next season, but I understand that's all for fun. So I might come back.
I think
Red Ray should play next
I don't
season.
think anyone
If y'all
I
got Red
don't
Ray
think
outburst
I've
again,
never taken anything personal from Big Brother. I think it's just a bit of fun. I put in my heart and soul into bits of it, and I think as long as everyone takes it as like a grain of salt, it's only game, then it's just fun.
Oh,
I gotta go now.
See you, Wipeout.
See ya.
See ya.
Couldn't on to next question was Omega. Omega was basically kind of taken as a casualty. Omega's eviction was basically kind of like one of the last people on that side of the house. I don't think they were. That side really just took each other out. Like that that really is what just happened.
that was so
really did,
entertaining
didn't
from the
they?
pre-jury because no one that voted to evict me like survived. It was a very entertaining next few
Which
weeks.
is funny because I somehow
Hi,
made final
Grumple.
2 with a bunch of people that wanted me out.
So then we go into the first week of the actual jury. That week was a mess.
That was weak.
That was a lot.
My man, why didn't you play your?
Why did you play that? I told you not to play it.
Well,
Also,
okay,
my
well,
man, why
okay, well,
didn't you come to me? You knew I had the package.
Well,
Oh,
because
wow.
because the story I was being told by Cookie and Dolt was that you were the one that wanted me out explicitly, and I
That
mean,
was
I didn't really
true.
exactly. And then I only had a few like. I didn't want to expose anything with Cookie and Dolt initially because I was kind of like, oh shit, Meg's like maybe against me, and I needed someone to like pivot off if it was like gonna go south. And I knew that Dolt and Cookie were gonna get targeted before me because I kind of played passive then. Dolt's just come back and Dolt's a comp beast, and then Cookie's been playing really well. So I was like, okay, so my best chances from here are with Dolt and Cookie. So I'm just gonna trust what they say, and I kind of believe them. But then with my package, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I played it particularly. Not gonna lie.
I
but
literally told
my
you
thinking was
this is what's going to happen.
My thinking was it guarantees that Dolt and Cookie are voting that way, and it's not like I'm getting told the wrong story by the wrong people. So like
If
you
I
can't
knew you were
come back.
playing it, I would have voted you out.
Oh.
Can we get a
Well,
din map render
whoops.
on this? I would love to have this
It's
saved.
gonna be clear later. So
No,
don't-
Yeah,
keep
and then
justice for MZax.
And then secondly,
Um,
I don't think I had too many weeks. I don't think I had many. Yoshi, what rounds was my vote revealer used to?
It expired the next round, so you could have
Yeah,
saved
next
it.
week.
I was like,
Yeah, but I
don't
didn't feel
I was
like I needed to go the next round. I felt safe that round because my thinking was if I stay this round, I'm immune next round. I don't want to use it. If I'm gonna use it, I don't know. I just used it.
I thought what you were gonna
I didn't think
play
it was that powerful. I think out of all of the powers, I was like, well, this is kind of the most useless to me, so whatever.
It was
If I had a
annoying
better
because
one,
I had to
would have been
stop
more
pretending
strategic
I was
with
in
it.
alliance with Meg.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's great because then it threw you under the bus.
No, but I was literally like, this is what's gonna happen. Meg is gonna block 4 votes. The 4 people voting will be Meg and JP, who will vote to evict you. Then Cookie and I will vote to evict Talon. Then Talon will go home because Vicky is going to tie break against him. And
You didn't
said,
tell me the last
okay.
bit about Vicky. You told me that.
No,
you
I
told me
did.
you told me to plead to Vicky.
Oh, I told you to because I thought that it would be less suspicious than being like, yeah, Cookie already took care of anything because I didn't want to look like
You didn't tell
Cookie
me
and
anything
were
about Cookie
final
though.
twos.
Had you told me to Cookie, I probably wouldn't have like claimed that as my own because I didn't know Cookie was pleading to Vicky. I just knew that like that was up in my own hands with Vicky.
Okay,
I
but I
would
said
like to
there's a
say-
chance you would be safe.
Okay.
Yeah, Meg.
That's not.
My
That doesn't
man-
hold any confidence.
If you were up against anyone but Talon,
You would have said.
I would have saved you. The only reason I wanted you out instead of him was because I knew I could trust him. And I knew you were working with Cookie and probably Dolt, and you've turned on JP before, so why wouldn't you do it again?
I have turned on Baby before, but this season I kind of felt like I owed him one, so I really wanted to be loyal to you guys. And I was every time I told you information about Dolt and Cookie, it was like 100%. For the most part, I kept you guys most in the loop, but then things started going quiet, and then like I heard all of this was coming, and I was like, oh,
I
this
feel
is
bad because I
If
could
you
never work
weren't
with
up
JP.
against Talon, I would have
Every
saved
season
you
I
because
say,
I wanted to work with you.
So Meg, what was that thing in living room?
Oh, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're
Oh,
not,
no,
we're
yeah, yeah.
not there
Oh,
yet.
Every
okay.
season I say to JP, let's actually work together this time. And then every season it
It
doesn't
doesn't.
work.
Wait, no, okay.
Don't.
I do wanna
JP
go
wanted
back.
to work with you this season.
Okay, but he voted to evict me. So like
So what
that-
happened was we decided week 2
I know
that
you
we
split
didn't
the
want to
votes.
decide, so we split the votes. We shouldn't
okay.
have.
But since he did vote for me, I had to put him up. Well, actually, people wanted me to put Meg up, and I was considering it, but then I was like, well, Meg actually talks to me, and JP doesn't, so I'm just gonna go for JP instead.
Okay.
Oh.
I want to ask Meg a question. Because this
Is
is
it
about
about something that how we haven't talked about?
Ask away.
No. It's about pre-jury.
Okay.
So, Meg, why did you write to Doll that Wipeout was mean to you? Had a rude interaction with you?
Wait, what?
This went down a chain. Okay, so basically, Meg, you told me that Wipeout was rude to you, and so and as soon as you said that, I went to other people and I was like, well, Meg has said that she has had a like uncomfortable interaction with Wipeout, and so for that reason, I would like Wipeout to go home.
Yes.
And so that's and then that led to Cookie calling every preacher a bully except for Kitty.
My initial talk and experience with Wipeout was not good at all. I literally was done with that, and I like called JP and I was like, I don't know what to do.
But then yet, he gave you all of his vouchers.
I really don't know why he gave me his vouchers.
Oh yeah, no. You're wondering
That
why?
was because Talon and Wipeout made an alliance with me and the two of them, and Wipeout didn't trust Talon, and Wipeout decided that I was probably one to be trusted, and since I was so new and couldn't win any comps, he decided to give me all of his vouchers.
The reason that people were confused is because as soon as I came back, I asked you, and you said, "Oh, the goodbye message was because I wanted to give him the vouchers." But I looked back over the goodbye message, and I saw that it said, "Thanks for the vouchers." So immediately I was like, So I just started spreading that you lied about that because I wanted you to go home. But then I changed my mind, so I like stopped spreading it.
What I told you, Doll, about Wipeout, that was all true. What happened. We just had an additional conversation, and I still didn't trust him because I wasn't happy with our first interaction. But I was going to take any safety I could get, especially with new people that didn't know I knew JP, because I had a feeling that most of you guys that knew us were going to target the two of us.
I made sure to tell Kyle that, like, by the way, Meg and JP are in a relationship. So, like, don't tell anything. I'm like, don't tell anything.
Everyone really knew.
I'm like,
there were people that didn't know. Talon didn't know.
I'm like,
Oh,
don't
so
tell.
I didn't know.
I
basically
didn't know until he was evicted.
Because I wanted to be close to Meg, I didn't actually want Megan, because I was in kind of like a trio alliance with Meg and JP and myself. I didn't want to like make that fact known. I kind of just kept quiet about that. And then when I got a question about that wanting Meg out, I was like, but I just wanted to work with you at that point.
I just kind of told Kyle, I'm like, just maybe don't say anything to Meg that you really don't want JP to know. Just take that precaution.
So actually that reminds me. So Kyle and Meg started talking to the main alliance really early in the game. But my favorite thing is, so obviously Meg's biggest ally was JP, while Kyle's big ally was Kitty. And when those both were taken out, my favorite thing is that they kind of basically came together and started to become a pair, right? Once their other duos were taken out. But my favorite thing was before that they had a group chat which was so entertaining to me, just because they clearly both wanted to keep their cards close to each other and not tell each other anything. So every eviction would come by and they're like, "Who are you voting for?" They both would be like, "I don't know. I wasn't the plan."
That was so funny.
It was so funny.
Because I knew that he was working with Kitty, because JP's like, yeah, I'm in an alliance with him and Kitty, but Kyle, you swore to me you never talked to Kitty.
No.
You had
What I said was we were in a
alliance with
few
him.
group chats together. That's what I
But
said.
no alliances, and you never really talked. And I was like, oh, Kyle, I know what's going on.
My favorite alliance moment is I was in an alliance with JP and Meg, and then Talon, but Talon got evicted. So I had nominated Kyle and JP, and then in the alliance, JP pings me. He's like, "So what's the plan for veto?" I'm like, Do you think I think that you what?
But yeah, no. My favorite thing was just
I'll be honest and say that JP was not playing a good game. The good things he did, I was like, you need to send this to this person.
Okay. Oh, also another question for Meg, which I mistakenly just dumb. Why? I mean, obviously he was smart, but you insisted that you weren't playing with JP. Like, I was dumb.
Oh, you
and believed
insisted
it.
you went. Yeah, this is the one bit I didn't get because I kind of knew you guys were working together, but then like I didn't really have any confirmation from anywhere else because I knew that was the
I
alliance.
bought it for the first week, and then after the results were 8-5, I was like, no, they're a pair.
Yeah, like once JP went, I started definitely like
It was
telling
8
you
to
more
5?
shit because you
It was
wouldn't
8 to
have anywhere to
5.
put it, you know?
Oh yeah.
That is true, Kyle.
Yeah, it was.
So my
Oh, and you
hope
voted
was
to evict me. I knew that.
Kyle, do you really think I'm gonna vote to evict my
To evict
boyfriend
your
over
boyfriend?
you?
No fucking way.
It was no, but that.
And
that
yes, Mind Man, I don't think there's a doubt in my mind. Like, I don't think if I was sitting next to you in the final, there would be any chance JP would not vote for me.
Yeah,
I know.
it was pretty fun to watch the last video because you guys just clearly would not tell each other anything, but it would you guys just do like, hey, let's do a daily check-in of nothing, and it was like. It was really like, ooh, I was like, ooh, this alliance really said, let's serve nothing. It was just like, it was really funny.
I was like invested in Kitty, and then like Kitty did the whole thing with the package, and Meg kept that a secret. But then like that sort of threw me off. But then I just switched to Meg like halfway.
I knowing what I know now, I would have given the package to you. The only reason I basically my thought was everyone's against. Like I was expecting the vote to be unanimous. I did not want, and Kyle, I did not want to give you any. Like I gave my vouchers to Talon because I was like, you know, let's just stir some shit up, don't we?
Okay, wait. No,
So
it's
Kyle
so
and
funny.
Kitty.
It's so funny because every time you would like any inkling of someone was like against you, you would just descend into everyone hates me, I'm leaving, goodbye.
Because that's what happens every Big Brother season.
Yeah. Kitty is very once he gets like almost on the block or has a chance to be big, he gets kind of paranoid and basically kind of just there's kind of a Kitty trend in that. But
well, I have good and that's every Big Brother season that happens. So I mean, what am I supposed to expect?
What's up?
Kitty and Kyle, I really wanted to work with you. And Kyle, I wanted to tell you about the package, and the moment Kitty got evicted, I drafted this whole thing to send to you, and JP was like, you better not tell him. He's like, you better keep this between us.
Yeah, that was
I
actually
really
probably a
wanted to
good
work with
move because then I would have like, I don't know when I would have wanted you to use it.
I really wanted to work with Kyle and Kitty, but it was just that the silence.
Kyle, I was concerned that you were going to want to use it to get JP out. And I was like, I'd rather you not know it and me use it to save him.
Well, I mean, oh yeah, he was post veto noms though, right?
Because I didn't know, Kyle, that you knew about us already. I mean, I made him not accept your friend request on Instagram. In case of you seeing the fact that like the last 6 photos are of us.
I love that.
That's brilliant.
What is he was to say? Oh,
you know that was
actually. I have a question. I never actually told anyone how I voted on like the Kyle or JP vote because I just threw mine. I was like, I don't really care who goes.
I'm looking at the wiki now. You voted for me.
Trying to see who it was. Had no idea it was you, my man.
I literally just threw my vote for that one because I didn't care who went. I told nobody. I never made any indication, and this is the first time people are gonna find out.
Before we go a little too far into it, I do want to so obviously the controversial twist, the anti-veto was.
Oh my god, yes! Please explain this.
I don't care about this. Honestly, like I don't really care.
Obviously, it's obviously not going to come back, but. I will give a defense to it, which is it is in at least some way similar to the Diamond Power video, which you can't plan for it. You can't plan to be nominated because of it. Obviously, on the flip side, it does kind of hurt a competition win, but it's at least similar to that. So that's obviously where it kind of.
I was thinking. I mean, I was thinking. I mean, when
So, like, I can-
when I knew
So-
you were going to
Hold
bring
on.
this up in the when I
Yeah,
knew you
wait,
were going to bring this up,
wait,
I
hold on.
kind of like
Wait, hold on. So,
Mhm.
so obviously, like, I definitely do agree. It is a bit overpowered and definitely does, kind of flip the veto and like kind of make that kind of really weird. And I definitely agree it is a little overpowered, but in its defense, it is not too far off from the diamond power veto.
No,
in
it
that-
is.
No, it is.
We've
I
already
mean,
been
my
over
main
this.
argument against it is I was thinking about this. I mean, I did think about this. I was like thinking about how is it compared to other big brothers, whereas like the Diamond Power Veto or coup d'etat. It's obviously not as powerful as the coup d'etat, but the thing with the
Coup
coup
d'etat is
d'etat is
broken.
coup
Never
d'etat is
do
broken,
that.
but like I think this is on similar levels to that because what it does, it says that if you win a competition, at least with the coup d'etat, if you'd won veto or head of household, you were immune. You were straight up immune. You weren't going to get nominated. With this, it was like, okay, you're nominated. You have to fight for your life in the power of veto. Oh, fighting for your life, that's a punishment.
Coup d'etat, they
Yeah.
don't even have a chance to campaign to save themselves though. It's just like on eviction. I'm like, hey, Julie, I'm just gonna, nominate 2 new people, and one of them is gonna go home in 5 minutes.
And also,
so-
my last thing is, who actually used that anti-veto? Because I
Talon
actually-
used
Talon.
it.
Oh, Talon.
So
However,
Talon got out the week he used it.
Why?
so me, Talon, and JP were in a tight final 3 deal.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
as
okay.
close as I was to JP, I was as close to Talon
Yeah.
in the game.
The thing,
And Talon bought it with JP. Like, Talon didn't have enough vouchers. So I had JP and me send Talon ours when he was first on the block, but then didn't need it. And so he saved it. So we used it to save JP.
Oh, Kitty crashed.
And then got Talon out.
Kitty
Yep.
crashed.
I'm
That's
another
why
bird
my
right
man,
now.
I
I did
tried
not
to
know
flip
that,
the
and knowing that postseason, that's made that week so much better.
Oh, yeah.
My man, that's why I had to try to get you out with the vote block because Talon had literally just saved JP with his power.
There was like 5 notes that week. That was
Yeah. I wasn't
Too
cracked.
much.
It's the first week of jury, it's always cracked. What was I gonna say?
Also,
Yeah, so-
can we have another discussion about the immunities that Dolt got for like, okay?
I got an
yeah, that
This is
was a
another
lot.
disagreement. This is another disagreement. I mean, to be honest, the way you got found out as being MX was kind of like not your fault. But like the way I saw it was that like if it wasn't like that, you would have got an immunity for not doing your job properly. And then the second one, like on like coming back, I'm also. I mean, I guess.
The thing
but-
is, Dalt didn't know that he did.
I
he
didn't
did not
know that I was going to be immune if I didn't make it that far. I thought I was gonna be the first boot. As soon as Castle said that, I was like, fuck. But
Instead, you were the second boot.
I mean, yeah, but then I wasn't the second boot anymore.
Yeah.
I reversed the curse. No, the immunity for coming back, I knew that was gonna happen in the pre-jury. So like, everyone was like, "You have plot armor." I was like, "I'm just playing the rules of the game as how they are provided to me. Stop."
Yeah. I guess we'll move on to week 7. Dalt took out JP, and we talked about that quite a bit already.
I just put up the 2 people that
Yeah.
voted to evict me because I was like, it would be really, really cool if everyone that voted to evict me just goes home in a row.
on to week 8. So my man nominated Cookie. So the alliance existed this time. So basically, it was the house versus there was the loose 4 was obviously Cookie, CC, Dalt, and Vicky. Those are the loose 4. But there was majority 5 there. So my man nominated Cookie and Vicky. Dalt was contemplating whether to use the veto on Cookie or not. And obviously he's like, oh, I don't want to like.
I'm never using the veto.
No, he wouldn't have.
The thing is,
I knew he wasn't. Okay, I knew he wasn't because Dolt the week before Dolt had messaged me saying we need to get Cookie out, and then around like about an hour later, Cookie then messaged me we need to get Dolt out. So I was like, okay, well this is great.
The thing is, the smart move, but the move that could have made Dalt and Cookie both go farther if Dalt legitimately used the veto on
Okay,
Cookie.
No,
but
I
I
mean,
was
I
never
kind of
considering
knew that
that.
like it would be better for it would. I knew that it would have been better for them if Dolt used the veto
Yeah.
on Cookie, but like I just kind of knew that wasn't going to happen based on like how they both messaged me about this, like that like oh yeah we really need to get them out, and then as soon as I won head of household, please nominate the other, and then how butthurt Cookie was when I nominated him.
Yeah, there was basically that was I think that basically kind of like that was kind of ensured Dalt's fate. The fact that because I was like if Dalt doesn't save Cookie, then then it's clear that like the side of the house, basically that 5 is gonna basically steamroll the other 4. Until
my thinking with that alliance when I made it was back to BB2 when I tried to create an alliance to create a common enemy of Dalt and Cookie.
No, Yoshi, if Dalt had saved me, I would have gone home under Connor's HOH anyway.
Under Connor's HOH, you
I won the veto that time, so I could save him again.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, no.
Cookie, I don't think you would have gone home because I would have put Cookie and Mind Man up.
Cookie and Mind Man up. Yeah, because remember, this is still when Meg didn't trust Mind Man because of the JP vote out and stuff like that. So the thing is, because even though the last time was fighting,
I never really trusted Mind Man after JP
I trusted
went.
you so much in the pre-jury, and then I heard everything about the Talon vote, and it like blew up every. But the thing is, I forgave you after that. I really forgave you after that vote. Like as soon as JP went, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a lot of trust into you because I really do want to work with you for now.
And honestly, I did the same, but then I knew when it came down to final 3, you wouldn't take me.
Well, surprise! I sent you a final 5.
Yeah, I know.
Yoshi, who made this?
I think it was Aries.
Yeah.
But the thing was also, I think, so then Dalt would have been the whole save Cookie, and then Mind probably would have gone. So that week basically solidified, I think.
My man was the HOH.
No. For the next week.
Oh wait, you mean?
Yeah.
Are you sure if I save Cookie that I don't go up against Cookie?
No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have.
Okay.
Meg's priority was to get out Mind Man and basically Mind Man or Cookie. Like those were like Meg's 2 priorities.
Because Ox would have won the second part of the double, so would have gone home 6th again.
The thing is, mine and Cookie, I wanted to work with you until you turned on me and JP, and the moment you guys got JP out.
I never wanted to turn on you. It was just the second. Okay, well, I didn't really have a choice. I had to turn on you because I was getting voted out.
Correct. But you can kind of blame Cookie for that one, for why I turned on you.
We go
you were voting me out anyway.
I mean, once I found out that like you were lying like 24/7, that's where I'm like, okay, you need to go.
Well, we go on to Cece's vote, which is Cece's vote out because
I didn't understand this. I thought Ox would have gone home, so I just went for Ox because I was like, well, he can win comps.
Ox was in the 5 alliance, that's why. So
no one told me who to vote for.
To be honest, I did almost vote for CC, but then like I was like, wait, no, we need people to win comps.
I asked people who to vote. Everyone was like, I don't know. So I was like, okay, well, fuck, I am alone.
Yeah. And
me and Kyle blamed him for the package.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was so fun.
Yeah. So when Dalt, you obviously.
As soon as I heard about that in the questions, I'm like, I'm not winning.
Once CC went home and like no one told me to vote for CC, I was like, yeah, I have to comp out at this point.
So obviously, Dalt, I knew that you. So obviously, you would try to talk to Connor that we going home and like try to flip him, and Connor obviously was on board. And he voted
that was the only move I could make. Yeah, Connor actually voted for me though.
So that was like the move. That thing is, that was a good move. It's just you just the Connor that couldn't get to the other people. And
Connor tanked his game.
The thing is, the reason Connor went home wasn't even because of that though. It was literally because of Red Dawn, which I feel really bad about.
Connor literally made an alliance with me that week before, and I was literally mad about that.
Then obviously we have Conric. Then we have then Conric going home under Conric going home because of basically Random Organ and basically the alliance, and it was basically Kyle and Meg were like, okay, we need to get people out of this final 5, and they basically teamed with Vicky. They basically got Vicky on board to like, oh, we're gonna flip it and save you. Then that's how they got. And then they told Myman, oh, we're gonna vote to Vic Conric, and Myman's like, oh, okay.
I mean, I wanted Conric out. I just didn't want Carl to use the veto. Like the whole reason why I pushed for for Meg to go was because I was like, if the veto is used, I have a 50-50 chance of going, probably, unless Ox changes his mind and doesn't use random.org. So as soon as
we weren't set on using the veto until you went to Kyle and you were like, I want Meg out. And I was like, Kyle, you better use that veto.
Yeah, no, it was like I was probably not going to use the veto, and then we could have just gotten Vicky out.
Yeah, we were planning on just getting Vicky out, my man, but since you
You see,
turned,
because
we
I
had
wanted,
to.
I
That's
wanted to
when we
like.
wanted dropping out because you were turning on us.
I mean, I didn't. I wasn't sure if because I had a conversation maybe like a few hours before where like Ox like still wanted to be like close to the 5, and I'm like, Vicky's by herself and Meg's playing a good game, and so's Conric. Can we like focus on them?
Yoshi went bye.
Oh,
I
very
What was
very
the next
much.
eviction, Meg? I
He
think
may have blue
I
screen.
think
No,
the
but the thing that stressed me
think
out
the
the most
public-
about that was I was on my work break at the time. So I was like, I had about half an hour to like plead this case to Kyle, and I kind of was like, and as soon as I made that message and Kyle was like, I'm probably going to use it to save Meg, I'm like, fuck. I had about
I
20
purposely
minutes to,
waited
like,
for you to go
save
back to
myself.
work to use it.
I like waited an hour for you to like be like into your shift so that you wouldn't check your phone, and then I used it
I
because
love
I didn't
that.
want
I
the
knew
immediate
you were going to do
backlash.
that though. As soon as you said you were saving Meg, I was like, well, damn it! Now I've exposed the fact I want Meg out, so now Meg or Carl has to go next.
Oh, I've totally done that. I never nominate someone who's in Mumble with me if I were on Mumble at the same time. I have to be like, oh, gotta go.
Yeah, so my man, that we would have kept you safe.
I didn't
And
think you
gotten
were
Vicky
though, because I
out.
just kind of felt like you were a pair. Oh well.
The thing is, at that point in time, my man, I was sticking to you and Kyle. That's why I turned on Conric, because I had a final 3 with Conric and Ox. So I was sitting in the middle of the 5 of you with a final 3 with both of you.
We gotta
Oh,
hurry
that
up.
makes sense.
I gotta eat a snack, but I also have to reveal Survivor.
We eat the
Okay, so
snacks
who's
first
next?
while we talk.
Meg is next.
Final 5, that happened in public, so I think we all know what happened.
Oh,
Well,
the Final
yeah.
5 happened. Okay, well, Meg and Kyle got nominated because of what Kyle did with the veto. Like, I
Oh,
think
wait,
I
wait,
wrote up the reason why Meg went, because Kyle used the veto.
I think Yoshi.
But let's talk. Sorry, my computer crashed, so I'm waiting for it to load back up. But we have to talk about the large paragraph and blow up that happened in the living room, because that was
It was so unnecessary.
My
I did
man,
not want to
that's
have
what-
any.
That's what started to make people not want to. Well, people didn't want to
No.
vote for you before then, but like that
So,
started making people
Please
like
don't
really
take
not want
any
to
of
vote for
that
you.
personally.
I didn't take that personally at all, no.
I knew that my only chance of staying was to blow up the entire house, because I knew that you guys were going to vote me out unless if I
Everyone
could
has done
convince
that
them.
before.
Yeah.
Actually, I
I'm
don't
not
think it's
gonna
Unless
ever
if I
lie.
could
worked.
I'm not
convince
gonna
them,
lie,
my
Meg.
man.
I'm not gonna lie, Meg. I think you would have had better chances had you not, because I still think Ox was dragging his feet over it a little bit, and
But
still
it still would
wanting
have been
Vicky
2 to
out.
1.
And
Ox
then
was on the
also you
block
would have
with
had
me.
Kyle. No, but like there would have been Ox and Kyle, and that would have been 2 votes, and I couldn't have broke the tie, and Vicky would have gone,
Ox
and I would
was
be fucked.
nominated.
Ox was
Wait.
nominated. It,
It
was
was
Vicky
Vicky
and
and Kyle.
Kyle.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, I've got that.
She
happened,
just
yeah.
needed to campaign to Vicky.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't happening.
And Vicky said she was using the veto on me, so as soon as she didn't, I knew she was voting, and if it was a tie, mine man, you were sending me home.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
I basically decided I was going home and I was gonna spill everything I had.
that's what
to
JP
try
did
to-
last season. That's what I did the
Yeah.
season before.
I
That's
decided that I wanted to do everything I could
Oh
to
yeah,
make
and,
sure they
and
knew
I've
what
always
had
been the person
happened.
that's got the main backlash of all of those. I got it with you and like me and Meg, then it was me and JP, then it was me and Dove.
Yeah,
And
well,
then
maybe
Vicky
Yeah,
as
stop
well.
making
sorry,
people
my
blow up the
man.
house.
Okay, well I can't help it when it's like final 5 and there's like a dom.
You
Okay,
can
well,
help
I like
it
to make
Yes, you
because
can.
I've.
I mean, that was
Never
the
mind.
reason the jury.
Well, Cookie, Cookie was the
No
actually, wait,
winner has blown up the house on the season they won.
Oh,
Yeah, but like I don't mean to. It's just like I need to turn on these people because okay,
don't-
first of all, I need to move. B, I need to turn on some people, and
okay,
like because
Ryan, you don't
otherwise,
need to move. Your move is playing the entire game. It's not like doing one thing.
Honestly,
yeah, I
my
know, and I
man,
was
if you had come directly to me and been like, "You're going up, and I want you to go home," and were straight up with me because you thought that like you didn't want to be in the final with me, I wouldn't have blown up the entire house. But
Oh,
the
well.
fact that you were
It's more entertaining that way.
The fact that you were going behind my back to Kyle, who you knew I was working with.
Well, okay. No, the only time I went behind your back to Carl was during the double with the veto. And then as soon as like Carl used the veto, I was like, fuck, they're a pair. That's the only time I went behind your back to Carl about voting you out.
That's interesting because he sent me.
Okay, well the other time was just saying the vote was good. Okay, well the other time was saying the vote's gonna tie if you do it, and I'm voting Meg out anyway. So if you want to vote with me, like there was other conversations and other context, but I was like, I mean, my main point to Carl would have been like, as far as I remember, it's like if it's gonna tie, then it's just why do that? Meg's gonna go home anyway. But as soon as I was kind of worried, and
I told JP that I would blow up your game if you were the one that turned on me, since you sent him home, or like since you had a hand in sending him home.
This season, I did not. I was not part of that decision to send JP home.
That was
You
just
weren't,
me.
but
No one was in on it.
No one was in. In fact,
Correct.
I voted for Kyle to go home.
I know. I didn't know that then, but if you hadn't played your vote thing to show that me and JP were together and Cookie and Dalt were with you, I wouldn't have turned on you.
See, I mean,
Don't play it.
Don't play it, and we would have had you.
Yeah, you playing your thing ruined like everybody, ruined like a lot of people's game.
It would have ruined yours if you weren't so good at comps.
Yeah.
No, because
Yes.
Well, yes.
So you were dumb.
At that point, because no one would like really talk to me except for like a couple people who were like, Meg, I like knew we were not in an alliance. Mind Man, I knew that like even if it was an alliance, it had an expiration date. So I was just like, well,
Dalt, I
I'm
really
not gonna
did
put
want
them
to
up.
take you.
I'm not gonna put these people up because they actually talk to me. So I'll just wait till someone else puts them up and then vote to send them home. But I thinking back on it, I kind of wasted my HOH, but it's fine.
Yeah, you kind of did.
I didn't really care after I got back in the game. I knew I wasn't going to win.
I'll reveal in a little bit. I think the week that you won HOH, I think I had you pretty high in the edge. Because I think you had a possibility when if basically just next week didn't happen. Because I was not expecting I will show you that second once my computer boots back up. But I was not expecting the whole Final Five alliance to occur. That's why I was like, because legitimately I was like, Dalt actually might have a path to the finale if his cards are played right. But then once the Final
you
Five
didn't
alliance
think I'd make an alliance in the early jury like I've done every other season?
Well, no, I wasn't expecting you to just do it. Cause no, you didn't do that. You didn't do that in whether 3 or 4. But you did 2. But I didn't expect you to do it again.
Well, I didn't need to in 3 or 4.
Then what?
Well,
so you've done
maybe
it
would have been
season.
better than 6th place if you did.
Ooh.
But there was, but that was
not well. Okay, technically we kind of had the alliance with HGT and Mega, but that was before, and then they beat you to making the other alliance, Mind Man.
Yeah.
We just needed to like turn on them sooner, but we didn't want to.
I mean, I wanted to backdoor Mega, but then.
But I said no.
But then you said no, and then that fucking week instant eviction happened.
You probably would have done it anyway, and I would have been like, oh, okay.
Going back into this season,
No, let's talk about Big Brother 4. Actually, I think I have a lot more to say about that season.
I'll go into this season. I just said to be. I really did enjoy the seasons watching. I know some people didn't enjoy it as past season they played, but I enjoyed a lot because I think I
think this was one of the most fun seasons to watch.
This is solidly number 3 out of 5.
I don't know. It's up there for me just because I think there were a lot of different people playing games. There was only a few people I could say, oh, they didn't really play that much. But like, I think the fact that almost everyone had a game of some sort. So that was really good and really interesting to see the pre-jury, especially. Like the pre-jury was really interesting because there was a lot of dynamics, of course, between the two sides of the house, but then also like there was like a blow up on one side of the house. It was really interesting to see everyone actually be playing for once.
Yeah, I mean that's why I know. That's why I felt like this was a fun season because I was in Final Five looking at like who's left in, and then looking further down, I'm like, everyone got voted out for a reason. There wasn't really any casualties.
Oh my
It was
god.
just, except Omega was the only one who I was like, that kind of feels like a casualty. But everyone else, I'm like, everyone else had a reason why they got voted out. So this must be a fun season for Yoshi.
And I know that Dalton and people disagree, but I think that's why I found it because it was very much like a lot of these people have a chance of winning because they're all playing. They're trying.
I don't disagree with that. I just think that it's not one of the best seasons. It's like number 3. It's solidly number 3.
I think it's like number 2.
The thing with 2 and 4 and 11, no, 2 more 2. I think 2. It was very much like there's one solid story. You could basically tell the story like A, B, C. But like with this story, it was kind of more with this season. It's much more complex where you have to go like, well, start with 2 alliances and then this happened. So it was much more not like a straight line. Oh, you can tell the story like the main part of the story in like season 2 was like the everyone versus
season 2 was like adult side, my flip, all of my sold, then I flip back to
but like this season you kind of have to like start from the beginning, kind of just tell the whole story because it's like a full flourished story that you actually have to like you can't tell in like a sentence or so. That's why I really enjoyed this season, especially watching it.
Well, Big Brother 4 is still the best. That's not negotiable.
Honestly,
solid season.
4's a solid season, but like I don't think it's as enjoyable to like. I don't think it was as enjoyable to watch because it was very much a steamroll.
Well, you're wrong.
I was part of that steamroll.
Well, you're wrong.
One other thing about the season I will say is that y'all changed your vouchers so much. That was a lot.
Oh yes.
The twist I had that I basically threw out was because it was too similar. I think it put too much power. I guess not too much power, but it was very much like Big Brother 4, 3-ish, where like it was like, oh, if you win HOH, you can like possibly get another power or something. It was basically just I don't know what you guys think of this because I'm kind of like iffy about it, which was if you won the HOH, the person who won the HOH competition would probably message first, and they have an option to either win HOH or give HOH to the person in second. And they choose a prize for themselves from what would have been something else other than the travel agency. So they would have been able to choose a prize for something else. So basically, give up HOH for a possibility of a good prize. I thought that would be basically a little too much comp focused because basically, if you were a social in the bottom but you couldn't win comps, you basically had no chance of getting any of those powers.
Any advantages, yeah.
So that's why I was like, that's why I kind of chose the voucher thing instead of this because vouchers you can at least be social about it.
I love vouchers. I think vouchers is like the most successful like twist you've done.
No, I think it was because at least it like made you have to play like.
I disagree with some of the prizes, but I think as the twist, as the way of getting those advantages and stuff, I think it's the best one you've done.
This proves why fire tokens are actually not bad when there's no edge of extinction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although as soon as I got voted out and Yoshi said there's a pre-J comeback, I was like, so can I start in vouchers?
Yeah, once I had PJ, I knew what there was because I was just reading whether there be a PJ battle back or a jury battle back, and I was like, I just tried to pre-jury because I was like, I think there's so many people that are contenders this season.
Why was your pre-jury battle back so late?
It wasn't so late. What are you talking about?
It was. Oh, the only time they've done a pre-jury battle back it was
very much
on the show. They do a pre-jury battle back where they do it like before, so like 11 to 12. So there's another week of pre-jury.
The only time they did it like jury was BB Can 3.
Yeah, this season they like the person that came back is like fulfills the jury. So
yeah, I did that because
I like this better though because now you can't get pre-jury twice.
Yeah.
Oh no, I like that.
Question, Dalt.
Yes.
Dalt, when you were evicted with your first vouchers, how many did you have and who did you give them to?
I had 3. I gave
I got 2. 1 or 2 me.
How many did I give you?
I think you gave me 2, but then
so then I gave 2 to my man and 1 to Cookie. Or I gave 1 each to Cookie and my man, and then 1 other person got 1.
Maybe I can't remember.
It was one of you. One of you got a second one.
I think I was the one that got 2 because I remember telling Cookie I got 1.
Yeah, I think.
So yeah, I gave 2 to my man then and 1 to Cookie. Yeah, by then it was pretty obvious that you were not actually aligned with me, so I didn't want to give you any.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to give me any. I just wasn't sure if you had a 4th one because counting the vouchers that you had. we thought you had more vouchers than that, and so we
I
Oh, yeah,
wondered.
I thought you had
the-
more as well. I thought you had more as well. I thought Cookie had got like a second one or something.
Yeah, we thought Cookie
Yeah,
was
no.
lying to us.
Cookie got the Cookie raised money for me to buy the first prize, and so after that I had 0. And then I found one of the hidden vouchers. So every one of those hidden vouchers give you 3. So that's all I had.
Wait, so Yoshi, what were all the
Okay.
prizes?
So the prizes were.
And who won them? And who won them?
Yes. So the first one was the hidden gems tour, which was a vote hide and a hidden voucher total, which was bought by Dalt, but it was used by Cookie and Dalt because Dalt passed over the hidden.
Well,
No.
okay, I used vote hide, but I passed the hidden voucher. to
Yeah, that's what I'm
Cookie.
saying. So it was bought by Dalt, but it was used by Cookie and Dalt, as in like Dalt used one, Cookie used the other.
Yeah.
That the word in there that was obviously was hidden. It was the word like hiding things, something but hidden. The next was a 4-stop tour, which was bought by Meg. And that was just a vote block. The
We
keyword was
predicted that
the
one,
keyword was 4
4.
and also the word city block. So it was something about blocking something.
Yeah.
4 times. Next one was Zen Group Retreat, which is the vote reveal. So obviously true emotions, revealing things. That was bought by Mind Man.
We also predicted that one. The
the
first one is
entry-
the only one that we really got way wrong.
Well, you also got the photogenic tour wrong, like really early. The risk taker adventure, that was obviously, it was basically because I was like, how do you describe this? So I didn't know that was bought by Talon. That was bought by Talon the same time you guys bought the other thing.
I
think.
hate that description for it because that
Yeah,
description makes
the
me.
description's so vague.
Because the thing is, you can't really describe that without like didn't know how to describe it. So I was
You
like,
could put it anti somewhere in there.
That
Yeah,
was
but, like,
that was my
what
second that was my
trick makes it-
second issue with the anti-veto. It was like the description of it was vague.
that's
Vague
the
booking
point.
it.
I wanted to make one that you basically just couldn't like. It was really hard to predict because I was like, it's a big risk, and that was like kind of the whole point.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna predict that you make an anti-veto.
The number 14, the 14 vouchers was pick your own adventure. It was picking players for the veto competition. The thing is, Cookie,
I did not predict that one either.
That was really not useful to you, Cookie. But in the week that you bought it, at the same time, the other half of the house was pulling up to buy that, and
So
they
I bought it
really
just in
needed that
time.
that week. They really needed it, and you're like, nope, and you just bought it away
Wait,
from
which
them.
one was that?
I mean,
Sorry.
that was
Pick the players for the veto competition.
that was
Oh, yeah.
basically the point of me buying it, was just so they can't have it.
Yeah, the thing is, you're like, oh, is this not that useful? I'm like, it's not useful to you clearly, but the other side of the house, that would have been really good for them. But like, that did not.
Yeah.
Finally, the photogenic tour, the word was framing. You guys kept thinking screenshots because of photogenic, which like,
I kept telling people, it's no screenshots.
because like, the thing is, if I allowed, think about this, if I allowed screenshots, right, and you're like, oh, send a screenshot. The other person would be like, that's not allowed. And what do you say? That Yoshi said it was. Like, what do you like say?
I got an exemption.
Yeah.
No, and then on Mumble one day with Cookie, I remembered the power, and I was like, oh shit, it's Obi's power.
No, not Ovi, Bailey's.
Oh well, it's a combination of Obi and Bailey.
Yeah,
because Bailey can only
yeah.
name one.
Yeah,
but
it was
Obi
Obi
could
Bailey's.
veto the nominations and make them name 2 more. So it was like a big combination.
Yeah. It was, but yeah, it was.
But we never knew. I mean, at least I didn't know until jury that like
Yeah.
Meg had it.
Yeah,
No
actually,
one did.
So Kitty bought that pretty early, but then he gave it to Meg, and she obviously used
Where
it.
did you get the vouchers for that?
Kitty got it from. Oh, I forget.
Megan and Kyle.
Yeah, I think Meg and Kyle got some for him.
Also, I have another question. Why did everyone want to pile for the final package with like the head of household? Why did everyone want to pile all their vouchers onto me? Like I had voucher, I could have given all my vouchers to someone else. Why did everyone want to give like
Because I
gap?
think
Why
they
did
wanted-
why
they
was
wanted to
I
give
the one that
UHOH.
people wanted to have head of household?
Because I think they wanted to give you.
Because I didn't campaign for that at all. It
Yeah,
just
we
suddenly
wanted to
Cookie
give
was
you
like,
a-
"Oh yeah, you should
My
get head of
man.
household. I have all of these
My
vouchers here.
man.
Have them."
Okay, my name. I wanted to give you HOH because I thought like because I knew I would be at that point. I thought I would be safe under your
I hadn't
HOH.
asked for HOH at all. I did no campaigning for that. I just got vouchers given. to me.
That's like Echo last season.
My
Echo
man
just
Cookie
randomly got
went
voted
around.
as HOH.
Cookie went around getting everyone to give him
Yeah.
you the vouchers.
And I just passed them to JP because I was like, well, I trust Meg and JP.
Yeah, it was just like a
It's head of
funnel.
household. Just I didn't want these vouchers. And I don't want a head of household.
Yeah, so that happened. When that happened, I was like, well, just passing over to you. I was like, okay. So I basically just had to send a message twice to them. What I will say is, so my winner picks at the beginning, obviously. So I'll reveal the drafts in a second. We're gonna actually reveal the edgic first for those who obviously understand it. But my winner picks at the beginning of the season were, I definitely disagree with now, were Cookie, Kitty, and Vicky. Which I would have which are different for the Edgic, which I'll release in the announcement channel right now. And here it is.
Okay.
No.
Come on.
It's loading.
So obviously you may disagree. There's definitely something that got wrong, but it's fine. I think.
Over the top negative.
Wow.
That's
We
not
love-
correct.
No, in the first week, no one wanted to. I think the first week it was I put negative because, well, for one thing, you said you would put negative in the first week, and second thing is also there was a lot of people who were
complex person negative. Actually, no. Actually, wait. I changed my mind.
What do these mean?
So invisible means you were irrelevant completely to the story. Under the radar means that you were there and playing a role, but like your presence didn't really change anything. Middle of road means that well, okay, I'll explain CP first. CP means complex person, and that means like you were one of like the main characters of the week, basically. Like you were
you had like a lot of decision.
You had a lot of decision, you had a lot of development, so like we saw a lot of you that week. Middle of road is like in between under the radar and complex person, so you did more than just like a background character, but you weren't like actively in control. And then over the top means like completely like what's a good way to describe that? Like one-sidedly, one-dimensionally.
You say like drama characters in a way.
Yeah. So like me week 1, I'm surprised you didn't give my man over the top in week 11, but
I got -5. I think that's
wow.
You got complex person though. I would give my man over the top for his but it's basically like characters that are there for like entertainment and not gameplay get over the top instead of CP. And then it looks like Yoshi toned almost everyone. You wouldn't really do that usually.
Yeah, I kind of told people if it made sense. Like most people had a tone.
So the tone is the third or the fourth letter.
It's the P N. It's P N.
So so after every abbreviation, there's PM or N. P means that generally people have a positive opinion of you. Negative means N means negative. If there's nothing there, it means that
there's no tone.
It means that people don't really discuss you in a positive or negative way. And then mixed means that intentionally some people discuss you positively, some people discuss you negatively. So there's like a blend. So toneless is like no tone because
Jesus Christ,
there's not really tone.
On week 7.
That was the week we had HOH. But yeah, so that was really So Meg was an early contender to win. She really stayed up the whole time until basically the week she got out.
We love being complex most of the time.
You were
CPP like a good amount of time.
Yeah.
This complex person is the goal.
My man really had negatives all the way through the end.
Yeah, I understand that.
I mean, I basically predicted my last week exactly. I predicted
I told you, I was like, because you're like, oh, I think I'm gonna get like 2s and 3s and maybe like 1 4. And then I told you, I was like, you know, it's at a 5, right? And you're like, yeah. I was just like, okay.
Well,
yeah, no, you. Honestly,
I mean, I really mixed and positive. No,
there are the contenders to win. See, okay, if my contenders to win each like week also at the bottom there.
Damn it! I fucked it up.
My man really had a solid chance to win, like starting in like the mid game, and then
there was like no. What did Kyle and Mindman do in week 3 that put him over the top?
Oh well, Kyle's thing was when you used the veto in the double, and then Kyle just kind of went off on you also, and kind of in some people against other people where you're just like, there's a quote in Fun Moments. It was just like. It was like.
Oh, that was the week where I went off in Dragon in the public chat.
Yeah, my man really just went off on people for like fun,
yeah.
no reason. It was. I'll send this to you. See if I can find. He said, "Quote, my guy, I'm talking about the veto. I know you may have other connections, but it would be nice to know your plan beforehand so I know what's up. Because it's not unreasonable for me to expect an alliance member to at least clue me in. I may be a shit detective, but I can't find them clues."
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's my. I don't know. I guess Any other thoughts on what else you see there?
What happened to Ox in week 8?
What? Yeah, I'm there. I'm here.
Oh, no, not UCC.
I heard my name. Sorry. I mean, I was sick the first 2 weeks. I
Yeah,
literally
also,
became
I
a
see a
fan.
lot of invisibles in the first few.
The colors are a little bit confusing because I know you group them by rating and not tone, but having
Normally
under
you
the
do it.
radar positive be bright red, that's the color for over the top negative, double negative usually.
That's like damn.
I looked at other ones and I'm like, these colors I don't understand.
No, literally the time someone got OTTNN in all of Survivor season 30 to 40 was Dan Spilo in the merge episode of Island of the Idols. So just that color, it's very provocative.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to Ox?
And under the radar positive, and what was week 8? Week 8
That
was
was Cookie's eviction.
oh. Well, everyone's like, oh, we don't want to get week 8 was yeah, it was Cookie Vacation. I forget. There was a reason he was. I think. Oh, well, because it was because I think the Alliance trusted him. They're like, oh yeah, no, Ox is like, everyone's like, oh, Ox, because I think some people were relying on Ox to win the veto, and like everyone's like, nice, Ox just threw the veto.
Really?
That might have been the week Ox threw the veto, but there were times where Ox didn't want to. He's like, yeah, no, I don't want to win this, so he just kind of withdraw. He threw strangely he threw well, actually that's he threw the veto in week 11, the rounded triumph. He threw that one. But the reason it was positive was because I think both sides were like, oh yeah, no, he's a solid line. Like that side was like, oh, he's a solid line. I remember Cookie thought that he would vote to keep him.
I realized how bad I was doing until oops.
Yeah.
I never was seen positively.
Yeah, well, no, you're seen positive the week you came back by a few people.
No, I got
that's toneless.
No, that's toneless. I read that wrong. Yeah, no, yeah, no, there was always somebody who's like, yeah.
Okay, I was never seeing positivity either.
That's something that really made this season not as fun to me to play, because everyone was kind of like, you already won twice, like you have to go, like I couldn't breathe, and someone was like, no, leave. So it was just kind of tiring to another week of no one wants to play the game.
Yoshi, I have a question.
Oh, those colors are basically what I just picked. I was like, Cookie likes green, Cookie green. Dalt's skin has paper pink. It's Dalt's pink, and I was like, either skin or just like what color I think that they embody. I don't know.
Whiteout and Ox are like the same color.
No, Ox is dull. Wipeout is bright. Because Wipeout's skin is supposed to be like the creeper one. Ox's is because that's the very color that his skin is as well. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like Cookie and Meg were basically kind of dominated the whole pre-jury, and then it kind of started, and then once jury hit, it just fucked up everything, and then it started to flip, and then yeah.
And it doesn't ever
reveal the next thing. We have to. I'm past my snack time, Yoshi. You know how much
I
enjoy snacks.
Yoshi, I have a question.
So why don't you eat snack while we keep talking?
Because then I have to leave to go get it.
Yoshi,
do you have I find out who's with me in Final Tribal Council in a bit.
Yoshi, do you have a chart like this for Big Brother 3 by any chance?
I do not. I just started.
He just started this now. Big Brother 3 would be very entertaining.
I would love to see my line for Big Brother 3.
Actually, no.
So good.
No, Yoshi, the Discord's still there, so you could theoretically go back.
That's a lot of work.
I mean, maybe I'll do
3
it.
Edge, it would be so fun, especially the merge. Especially the first jury boot.
Over the top negative to 3 people.
I also took into consideration the DMs. So whenever I saw DMs, I also took those into consideration as well to see how people interacted and stuff.
Yeah, Yoshi, I did not add you to all my DMs. I thought that was a little bit excessive.
I forgot to. I mean, it was when Dalt came back in, we just forgot to use that chat.
No, I basically had to hear through the grapevine.
No, I know that chat, and you never invited me back, but it didn't matter.
Oh, didn't I? Oh, whoops.
I had to hear through the grapevine basically, because I heard through Cookie, I heard through Cookie a lot, and I heard through
I took a lot of screenshots in my private chats, okay, whenever the confessionals are revealed, sorry Meg, but I was the first thing I posted about you was she uses a lot of exclamation points. This seems very fake. And then I had a lot of good jokes in Cookie's DMs, but I decided to not put those in my confessional because I didn't want to be mean. So I just sent those to Yoshi privately.
So I don't know why I do this, but whenever I text and I use exclamation points, I always use 3.
I will use 2 or 3, but the fact that you just type I'm so happy you're back. I never voted to evict you and I wanted you to stay. I'm this seems really fake.
But yeah, no, that's just
That's
I mean,
just how I am, Dol.
This is the great thing about this is why I love this season, because it's just little things like that. I don't think we'll have a season where
think I
I
was
don't
into
think
a
we've had
couple
a season yet
things.
where it's like there's so much random shit why people have gotten targeted and we're just not trusted.
Crystal, I was truly excited you were back.
I mean,
Like, that was all genuine.
I mean, Mindman, speaking of random stuff, remember how I got evicted this season?
Oh, how you were
yeah,
evicted? Yes.
Connor gets mad that he was evicted.
Yeah.
I was evicted by random.org.
You can blame
Thanks,
you can blame Ox for that. So
that was not my fault.
See, everyone thought I had beef with my goodbye message. It was a reference to something we said in DMs, and then had Ox
Wait,
not
what was it
random
in
generated and
reference
just put
to?
my
Because
min
I
up.
thought it was. What was it in reference to?
Because I
thought
told
it
I
meant we
said
have beef.
Because no, I said like when someone puts you up next week and you have to win all the comps from here on out, don't say I didn't tell you so.
Hey, I didn't have to win all the comps to get to the end. Ox saved me with random.org.
Yeah, had Ox not used random.org, it would have actually been effective.
Yeah.
No, had Ox not used random.org, Conric still would have probably got.
Wait. To answer your question, this one asked me. The person who I wanted to come back, there's two people I wanted to come back
Red
from
Ray.
injury, which were Dalt and Red Ray. One of those people.
Yes.
I was like, I just want Dalt to come and just cause chaos, and that would be fun. And then Red Ray, I was like, Red Ray just needs to, I was really rooting for Red Ray, but when I saw Red Ray score, I was like, he's not coming back. I was like, come on, please, Dalt. And I was like, because like everyone else, I think would be, because Kitty would go back in COD, and I was like, that would be fun, but also like, I don't need that. I was like, there's enough like with that. Dragon, I definitely did not want Dragon to come back because Dragon said explicitly to hit, like, I think somewhere, but he's like, yeah, no, I've been like kind of busy, so like I don't know, like if I want to like.
If it was not
Kitty,
me,
I really didn't want you to come back because I
If it
didn't
was
want
not
to
me, the
have
person
to
I wanted to come
explain
back
to
was-
Kyle why I lied to him about you giving me the package.
if it was not me, the person I wanted to come back was Kitty, because Kitty was like, I thought he would do some things, and also if Red Ray came back, that would mean I would be last, so that was not allowed.
Honestly, me and Kitty had like this little mini alliance up until the point when he got evicted. And if he came back, I would have had to explain my goodbye message where I said I'd much rather help a larger alliance than the small one that we had.
Yeah,
I thought for like 1 week that framing could
That's
be
why I
framing
never did
goodbye
welcome
messages.
the entire season.
So I left
think I did
on like a nice goodbye message, but then in my confessional, there's like kind of another one that's like more typical on brand for me.
I did one goodbye message this season because, and I'm kind of glad I didn't really do many because of that, because of that comeback stuff. I didn't want to I mean, even though it didn't really affect me with Dolks, I wouldn't have given like a bad one anyway. But like, still, I don't know. I just didn't do them.
Yeah, I was rooting for them, but they didn't. We will actually. So I'm gonna actually go to the Discord now. Unless there's anything else with the edge that I guess that's.
I'm probably not going to read the jury channel because I don't want to get hurt.
No, you'll see the channels in a second. But actually,
you might want to come back later. I will say there's like we weren't excited to vote for you to win, but we were going to when you won Final HOH, and then you evicted Vicky. And then
We were all like,
it started, and then we were
My
stiff.
man, we
As
honestly
soon as it started,
wanted,
it was like a landslide.
we were gonna vote for. We all were pretty much on the fence or leaning towards you until the speeches and questions.
Yeah.
What I will say is, also with the edge, there was Vicky and Cece had a lot of invisibles at the beginning. Which Cece, he was sick. I understand that. Vicky was obviously busy with work. There was a lot of invisible.
I literally could not move.
Cece is understandable. Vicky is understandable, but I was like, invisibles. I was kind of sad, but honestly,
my DR was literally me complaining every day to Yoshi of how my day is, of how I couldn't move. I was literally like day 2 or whatever, trying to move hurts. I can't stand up.
My DR this season was like the worst DR out of the 3 seasons.
I will.
Same.
So what I'm gonna reveal is I'll reveal the winners picks first, so everyone can see that. So if you go in the Discord, you'll see that in a moment.
Well, okay, Dalt. While Yoshi's opening the Discord, are you gonna do your Survivor stuff?
No, because it's already here. People picked me after I was already revealed as me. That's a meme.
No, people picked you after, so this. Let me get the.
Yeah, no one picked MZax, but then after it was me, people were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Get the final scores.
Yoshi, will you also be releasing like the alliance chats?
Well, those are DMs, so I can't really do anything about that. So yeah.
Cookie was the most picked.
We love me being picked the most.
Everyone thought Cookie was going to be a winner. Like Cookie was picked first so many times.
Cookie, you went out. Cookie, you went out basically for the same a lot of reasons, which is something to do with Mind Man plus being too comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Narnia
to be
got
honest,
last.
Cookie, as soon as I started like I don't know. You were just playing a good pre-jury game, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Fuck,
but-
he's actually good. He's actually probably going to win this season."
I mean, like, I was
again.
being too hard, basically. I was doing too
Honestly,
much.
honestly, with Cookie this season, I've said this many times, so I'm gonna say it again. This season, like at the beginning, it started looking like it was gonna be a repeat of Survivor Bakuyawa with Cookie and Vicky, like at the end, like controlling literally every aspect of the game.
Yeah,
Oh, Yoshi, there was some
start strong.
Yoshi, there was some point like a few like in-game weeks ago where you said the season might turn out like Big Brother 3. What did you mean by that?
Oh, because that all the big targets are targeting each other. The thing is, if I knew basically because basically if the Mime Man Final Five Alliance wasn't made, I was like, oh, it's gonna be Dalton next, and then Mime Man, and then it's basically all the big threats, and I was like, well, we're gonna be left with people who didn't do anything pre-jury, or like basically people with like people were like kind of didn't either do that much. I was afraid that would happen. But luckily,
I
Mime
didn't
Man
do
made the
too much
alliance.
pre-jury,
But
I
luckily,
was very close to changing my vote to be Mind Man because I didn't want to risk it being unanimous because like my last season wasn't unanimous. But then once I woke up, like Vicky had an extended amount of time because she had work, but then I woke up and all the votes were already in, so I couldn't do anything. So I was like, well, okay then.
My man, So I thought it was gonna be all the big threats going at pre-jury, and then we kind of had like a final 5% that was kind of like meh, but it was a solid final 5. It was a solid final. So there's some updated final stats. Ares picked 2. Ares really snapped with his picks. Good job, Ares. You don't get anything for it, but good job.
Oh yeah.
Rip Narnia.
Narnia was who's the person? No, John G picked 2 pre-jurors and then the winner. Take a look. Hey,
I love Capo and Mega's picks.
Oh yeah, they're the exact same.
Incredible.
Hold on, we're going this now. It's the Fun Moments channel. No. There's a bunch of screenshots from group chats for just things in the game that happened. Yeah, you can see there's Ox's random.org pawn time.
Fun moments. Oh, I did not know you had this
honestly,
channel.
random. I mean,
Conic now hates random.org.
Yeah, I now have a grudge against random.org, and maybe I'm just being salty here, but like I feel like there should be something against.
I can't do anything about it. It's how people play. So, also, Conic, you had the first message in the Fun Moments channel.
Time to execute JP and Megan straight illegal. I don't remember that message.
Yay, I had a fun moment.
I'm
a snake.
I love crap. I'm stupid. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And Ox that.
Yeah, no, Connor's reaction to you buying the package with Connor's vouchers is pretty funny.
What was my reaction again? I forgot.
Just go up to the top. It's like, I gotta think about this. Bruh, he did, and then you became angry.
Amazing. Good job, Connor.
There were some nice fun moments in there. What channel next? Those are all the...
I'm not gonna read the jury. You know what? I'm actually just not gonna read the jury channel. I'm not prepared.
Here's the pre-jury house. In a second.
Oh, I want to read this stuff.
Honestly, the time that I slept through an entire head of household competition, that was funny. Haha.
I already said this, but I want to bring it back. As soon as I got evicted, Red Ray made a pre-jury alliance with me in case we had to vote people off or vote people back in.
That was pretty good.
I would send you the screenshot to put in fun moments, but I think I just told the story and that was good enough.
There's Vicky's first message to Wipeout. I think they need to hash some things out.
What's the 100?
Oh right, I didn't see that before we left because like that was posted right as the votes were revealed.
Yoshi, are there any other are there other things you find funny in my diary room, or are there just random crap in there?
Just random crap.
Okay, I will read these all. This is like 400 messages.
Then we go to the. Let's go to the. We'll go to the jury house first.
Yeah, I'll read pre-jury house.
We'll fix everyone's roles in this.
Wait, did you accidentally spoil the comeback?
No.
Wait, what?
He
wait.
copied it from Big Brother 2, so it just said Dragon Bloom. So I was like,
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Oh.
It only worked because Dragon was actually a pre-juror.
Any of roles as well. All your roles. No more pretty pink.
Ooh.
Hey, I get my sky blue or whatever blue that
Viewers
is.
lounge. Oh, this is so many messages.
I'm not opening jury house. You know, I'm just gonna flat out mute that. I'm muting jury house. I'm not looking at it. I do not see.
There's the viewers lounge.
I just don't want to read it because I just know it's gonna hurt me. So
I
I
will
just
go
don't
back.
want to
I will read viewers lounge like later. That will be so much work.
Viewers lounge I want to read though.
Let's see what
It's gonna be like a whole day. Just like
Wait, I'll
reading
release
the
I'll release the diary rooms in a second, in a little bit. But yeah, so that I believe is everything for this season. I don't think there's anything else.
1,200 messages in viewers lounge.
Yay!
Viewers lounge very much was very much like anti-Dalt, just anti-Dalt and Mind Man.
I knew that.
Oh my god, my weekend viewers lounge is amazing.
Because
wait, what's happening?
Because
we're very anti-Dalt Mind Man.
last season, every time Mind Man and I won, they were like, "Boo, boring." So I literally no. This should have been in good moments because I said in my confessional like. The audience when the nominations are me and Mind Man and one of them has to go home second, and it was like a thunderous applause.
So this is how democracy dies, with thunderous applause.
Actually, Dole, I am kind of mocking that in the Survivor I'm doing right now because there's like none of the fans tribe got anyone change their nickname to us, so we're just kind of like, well. Actually, there was one person in my Survivor who, Yoshi, you saw them, right? Kenzie, who got like about 50 people with nicknames for her.
Yeah, no, literally, I want to tell you. I'm just gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna spoil it, but your viewer lounge is basically the only message in there is literally "Go, woo, go Kenzie." That's all the messages in there.
That's
Nothing
the whole
else.
viewers lounge.
There's no discussion. It's just "Go Kenzie." Every time she wants something, Kenzie's the queen. That's all that's happening.
I wish I had a stan base like that. Instead, I get like an anti-stan.
Every time when Doc came back, everyone's like, "Boo!"
When I got evicted, Ding Dong the witch is dead.
Yeah, Ding Dong the witch is dead when Doc got evicted.
I was not that bad. Maybe they feel bad for me. That's my goal for my
Me and
team, to
Dole
get
did like
sympathy.
nothing to get Okay, to be honest, we did nothing to get
I
nominated.
literally breathed this whole season. Everyone was like, "No, bye. You have to go. I don't want you." Like
Honestly, the fact that
look at the last
the week
message
2
of
nominees were
Pre-Jury
me
House.
and Dole. The fact
Look
that
at the
me and
last
Dole were
message
for
of
week 2
Pre-Jury
nominees
House.
is so sad.
Good luck, but not really. Like, I hate everyone.
I just come back and I hear adult yelling, which
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
The
but
channels are starting. This channel is starting to be revealed by.
It doesn't end.
Well, speaking of Dalton not prosecuting season Big Brother, I do have my little announcement. This season of Big Brother was a very fun season to run. It was interesting. It was very tiring. I got very tired very early than normal. But I think it's okay. It's kind of official, not official. It's obviously up to other things, but this season by Dalton.
Yeah, I kind of lagged. What was said?
I was gonna say, but this season of Big Brother, it's not. It will be the last season of Big Brother that's held in the same manner that I do, where it's kind of like, throughout this many days. It is. Oh, it took a toll on me. But it was really fun. But I think this will be the last season of Big Brother that I kind of hold in this format. So next season might be holding. If I do hold another season, it might be different. It might be very much Big Brother Mini plus Big Brother Maxi mix somehow, kind of like how Survivor runs it, maybe. But I'm not exactly sure. But this will be the last season of Big Brother that's kind of held in the same fashion, where it's over 20-something days.
Yo, that makes me so sad.
Yeah.
I got very tired once we got to like week 4, 3 or 4. And I only got on my slump out of being tired once we kind of got to week like 10. Like
Wait, what do you mean tired?
It was exhausting, and I was like, it was very emotionally draining. Especially with like, I'm like, I get it, you got complaints, you know. I'm like, you know, and I'm like fine with that, you know. I the season was not perfect. I agree with some of the complaints, but I was like, I was so tired.
I disagree with the only thing I disagree with this season was some of the production choices, but I love like how it turned out.
Which like I get it. I'm like I get it, but I was like I really this is why I was like to my I was like I really don't need this right now, and I was like I'm so tired. I was like done. Like
So was I.
Every point of the season, I always have. Should I cancel the season? That's normal. But I was like I was really like so tired and like emotionally because I was like, you know, I'm doing all this work and I'm like I get it. There's like some flops going on and like you can have your complaints and I'm fine with that. But I was like, just stay to the end. I really don't need this right now. Like.
Who were you saying you were gonna recast?
Okay, I'm gonna be mean. Okay, if you guys don't get mad at me, the people I would have recast. Honestly, I would have possibly recast Vicky. Because it's not okay. Even when she wasn't busy with work, it was very much like not that much contribution to alliances. Really didn't, you know. It was a lot of talk. She did talk a little, but it wasn't like that much. I mean, CC was sick, so like, I can't really blame that on him, but like, kind of CC.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. Like, I fell in the same trap I did in Big Brother 4, and then only at the very end did I tried to fix it.
CC, I was really excited for, but I think it just didn't sadly turn out that way. I was. Omega. Okay.
What do you mean? CC was responsible for getting a cookie.
Omega had actually potential. I think it's just it was very much building up, and I think once he was evicted, it was like, well. So I think Omega had potential. I think if we got into later in the game, but I think at the beginning it was kind of meh. So I wouldn't fault him for that. Sadly, Ox, because Ox very much he played the game, but also he would talk like, I think I should do this, but then when the moment came to it, he kind of like was like didn't kind of know what to do, which was like fun and entertaining. But when you got near the end game, it was very much like you know, let's just run it, or like he got pleased from alliances and stuff like that. But like it was very much like following the crowd, didn't really kind of like make his own decisions in that own way. But I think if Ox, see, it's a kind of not. So I wouldn't blame Ox for that.
Plus just random.org.
Yes, we know.
Ox snapped with competition wins.
So that was good, but it's still. But really, when he walked up to it was still like ZZZZ because it's basically the first person who talked to him is what he would do. Like that was really it.
I mean, he's just so indecisive. That, like,
I think everyone else had like a solid story or had a reason to be cast, and I was really like I was really happy with the cast here. The person I was most surprised by was honestly, I was glad surprised by it wasn't Meg because I knew Meg was a fan. I knew she would do well. I think she would do well in the social aspect. On the comp, I didn't know, but I knew that she would be pretty well in the comp aspects. I mean, the social aspects. The person I was writing was honestly Talon because I knew that Talon had watched Big Brother before. He mentioned that he watched Big Brother 21. He watched.
Big Brother 21 is better than 19.
Yes, no, I know, but I knew he watched 21 and basically, and so I knew he was like a little bit of a fan, but he made alliances. He made moves. So I was like really surprised.
Talon was very much like a main character of the pre-jury.
Oh no, he was like arguably it was like him. He was like the main character of the pre-jury, or it was either him or Meg, because like their final two basically kind of like control one side of the house, and obviously the other side of the house, you guys had some power, but they won quite a few competitions beforehand. That was pretty good.
Talon winning 2 HOHs. That was their power.
Yeah, you guys were surprised by that, and I was like, honestly, I'm kind of here to see how you guys dealt with Talon, because I don't think you guys were expecting him to win the first HOH. So I was interesting to see how you guys dealt with that, and especially with him winning the second HOH.
When Talon won the first head of household, I felt like when Sesh Penguin used the power in BB4.
I guess what other questions I said I would answer at the end.
Other countries and comps did you want to do?
Other countries were Ukraine for the really bad pun of you and then like a crane, like a physical crane. Australia, India, Belgium, Canada, Peru, Iceland, South Korea, Morocco, and Portugal. Yeah, those were not. There was. Yeah, so that was those were like the countries that I would want to visit, but I didn't get. But I was like, couldn't think of it, or because I was like, that's too much building.
What other?
Honestly, honestly, I actually had no idea what the theme of the season was up until we made it to the U.S. So I thought the theme of the season was that we were gonna be. Well, I knew it was travel, but I thought we were traveling to like a bunch of Eurovision countries and not just like everywhere else in the world.
My favorite, Vietnam.
What were you saying, Cookie?
Is there any other twists that you, or any other things for like the travel agency?
What I was also contemplating was having the last minute booking twist be pre-jury, and instead just that just being the main twist, and I was thinking of that being the main twist, but I was like, no, I wanted to have like a voucher. I thought about the voucher thing and put that there instead.
To be honest, I like the last minute booking. I did kind of like that because it kind of stopped like it attempted to stop
CC and Vicky
reoccurring.
show of VB4. That's I was like.
What was there any other things you were planning for the vouchers?
No, not that I will say the week, double eviction week was actually, so there was some few. So it was basically, there were some options I had before the season started, which was either week 2 or it was going to be either week 2, 3, or 4 was for the first one, but the last one was either going to be like it was going to either be 7 or 10. And I was like, I might as well put it late because I haven't had a late double eviction like ever in a season. So this is like the latest I've done a double.
Yeah.
I guess not gonna. Big Brother 1 doesn't count because that's like we don't that doesn't exist.
We don't recognize her.
Don't recognize that. But yeah, that so yeah, but anyway, that was my announcement about Big Brother. It's like, yeah, it was really exhausting. And I honestly started running a challenge ideas pretty simple, and I kind of like slowly picked the pace back up and making new challenges and whatnot. So that was what happened.
Why?
I did like the set design for the Vietnam one.
What?
That took so long.
Oh, I know it did.
Okay.
What else was I gonna say?
I'm waiting for you to add these ones.
I can release scores.
When Megan timed out of almost every physical comp.
Oh, I will say, what's it called? For the ones, where is it?
I enjoy the fact that on the that one where you have to climb the towers, everyone else failed.
While we do scores, I have a PSA. That's not
Is it something that begins with an S and ends in either 4?
It's not, apparently.
How do you know?
Because he just said it wasn't. Unless he said it's unless it's a lie.
Can we really trust Dalt though? After Big Brother 5,
there's like a
really
50% chance that's accidentally the Survivor application.
Okay. Can we actually trust Dalt? I mean, after the season, can you guys for sure say that you can trust Dalt?
That wasn't my idea. Don't target me for doing that. That wasn't my plan. It was
what
Yoshi's
his
plan.
idea?
Doing the alt.
Doing the alt, yeah. I mean, obviously it wasn't his idea. Like, duh. Like, what? That's
everyone was like,
Dalt's.
Everyone was like, you
also,
need to
Yoshi
go for doing that. That was so dumb.
How could that be Dalt's idea? Because if Dalt did that, he'd be banned from the server. Alts are like, well, probably not banned, but like definitely gotten a warning because like alts like that, like going through the member application, are definitely not allowed.
Everyone's like, you should not have entered like that. I'm like, well, how was I I was asked to enter like that. I didn't.
You could have theoretically said no, but I was like, I think it would have, because I think Dalt agreed it would have if it worked.
It was a twist. It's not like I.
It's not like you begged to do so, you know.
Yeah, Yoshi came to me. He was like,
but also finding that out.
Would you like to be
was
not?
very
I was like,
much
sure.
a meme.
That ruined it.
Oh, I was so sad. I was upset. I was like,
why didn't Castle just PM Yoshi?
I know. I don't know why they didn't PM me. Wait, here's the competition scores. I think it's the right link. That might be the link to the show.
Yoshi, I don't think I want to see
I won't
this.
open that. I can't bother. My laptop will kill itself. And now we have our first unanimous winner.
Yes.
Should have been me, but
wow, we love me winning the step to sell our own by like
A
with
landslide.
everyone playing.
No. So you won that by quite a far margin.
Honestly, no offense, Doll, but I think if you won this season, I think everyone would have started rioting.
Wow,
Oh, yeah,
the
sure,
running
I
of
was
the
really going to.
the
Yeah,
running of the
I mean,
bulls. The running of the
regardless of
bulls.
whether this is a good or bad move, going for Dolt very hard was half because I felt like Dolt would turn against me. If Dolt won comps, I would be like out soon. And also equal parts, if Dolt wins the season, everyone's gonna kill the rest of the cast for like letting that happen.
What'd you say, Kitty?
The running of the bulls challenge. There was some razor thin margin
Oh yes,
there.
31 seconds for Conrick, but 32 seconds for Ox.
And then I was at 35 seconds. Two people were tied at 38 seconds.
What was I, Yoshi?
You are 38 seconds.
Honestly, a recurring
Every
theme
time
with this
31.
season that I noticed is that some of the challenges were just random stuff that, like, I guess some people are good, but like, who
It's
else?
supposed to be
Who do I know? Who do I know is good at like running on a small little platform or ice
It's
boating?
supposed to be
whatever.
random.
So you can't practice for it in like pre. Ox almost won the first HOH, but Town beat tiebreaker. See what else is there was an interesting challenge. Oh, there's an interesting challenge. But where is it? Ko-Rong like Ox knocked that out of the park. Like
what did he? How fast?
He got 127. The second time, second time was 212. Your time was 404.
Oh yeah, I sucked at that.
My man, you got Shepherd's Peril. Talon got 34. My man, you got 31. You were second.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
Meg got
that was
420
because
on
I
Ko-Rong.
dropped one of the 3 sheep. It just ran. That wasn't even my. Well, it was kind of my fault, but like I right clicked, it lagged and didn't attach the fence, and I ran back and dragged it off. That was so sad.
Yeah, there was. What else was interesting? Dal would have won the veto if he didn't get home. He would have won.
I got 5.
You got 7.
No, I got 5 on the veto.
The Liar of Fire? No, you got 7. It says right there.
No, yeah. I thought you were talking about the first time.
No, you got 7. You would have got 7 out of 8.
I was so disappointed when the T comp was wasted. Like I would have. Where are the people?
I can't do. I mean, I can do those with colors, kind of, but the second they're like not colors, those things I suck.
No, I got 5. And then the reason I made Yoshi bring me to a private channel to do it because I was still campaigning to stay, and I had to come back and be like, "Yeah, guys, I scored a 2, so I wouldn't have won."
Oh yeah, but don't be good. For the flying the final. Oh my God, Iris, calm down. For the flying the final flags comp, there's the scores for everyone else's. My man got 54 out of 58. You definitely gonna win that one there.
Yeah, I mean, I was. The second you said it was an unannounced like memory comp, I was like, it has to be countries. Like it just had to be. It didn't make sense to be anything else because like that was the theme of the season. So I was like, I kind of have to memorize this, and I got it.
The thing is, I was like, you know what, if my man gets to the end and like wins, I was like, I was okay with that, but I was really hoping for what to happen. I had a storyline for week 11 I really wanted to happen. I really wanted Vicky to win HOH week 11, but you beat her by like 12 seconds. 14 seconds. You beat her by 24 seconds. In Bizarre.
That was lucky.
Yeah. I love every time Doll was like, oh, adult, like you didn't really want. You're like, oh, I didn't really like think I won the comp, but then you won the vetoes. That was pretty good.
Yes.
I didn't want to either because I thought it would be good if I like was not immune for a week.
I would have probably won OTEV had I not gone for a head that wasn't even a player on the server.
Doll was like, who's this? And I was like, oh, it's a pharaoh.
I didn't remember Dragon Blue's head was kind of weird, but
I knew Dragon Blues, but I couldn't find Talon, so I thought Talon changed his skin, so I picked up the Pharaoh head, didn't read the name of it, and put it on, and Yoshi's like, that's incorrect.
Connor, come online.
Honestly, the biggest crime this season was that a challenge similar to a jar of cards did not appear.
That was actually possibly gonna be one of the final comps, but I decided against it because I was like, what comp? I don't know what
Jar of Hearts is such an easy challenge. I honestly, everyone who participated in that, I genuinely don't understand how you guys fucked it up so badly.
I know, right?
The one that started low and you had to like get it out, I fucked that one up a lot.
It's not that hard.
Honestly, Jar of Hearts just honestly, Jar of Hearts just kind of gives me flashbacks to the final comp of Game X, the season 2.
Yeah,
Because
Not
like
really.
because
I mean, Jar of
because me and
Hearts,
Omega were
everyone
tied for
sucked at
scores, and
because
then the last comp was like a rail puzzle.
when I heard the Jar of Hearts concept, I thought all the times would be like really fast because, like, in theory, it should be a simple challenge. What I failed to account for was that everyone forgot how Minecrafts work.
Oh, if you look in week 6 for the comeback challenge, what calculation? Some people had some crack answers. You can see like there were some crack. Like the correct answer for the second column is no, sorry. Yeah, the correct answer for the second column is 744, and then some people guessed 260. Some people guessed 900. I don't. Yeah, there were some interesting answers there. Dalt, I think, is the only one that got a perfect on the nose for one of them, right? Yeah, Dalt, you got
I
744.
got a perfect one, yeah.
What place did I
I got,
come
like,
that
one of the
comp? That was the
lowest
counting
scores.
comp, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
What
you
place
got
did I come?
46, which was not that great.
Wait, so
Meg-
when?
It was only Meg and Wipeout that did slightly worse than me.
What? Yeah, there were some interesting guesses. My favorite guess was the
Oh,
800.
and Ox.
Ox did bad too.
Cookie, when do we do the thing? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, at least Mindbender wasn't there to win the counting comp.
Yes. Dalt took his place for getting a perfect answer. The thing is, that was the one you could get perfect on because you could calculate it with the, if you could guesstimate the number of stock and just times it by 8.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And Dalt got it.
I spent I counted really quickly how much was in one, and I just spent the rest of the time like trying to figure out like how many stocks were in a row, how many rows were there, which rows were irregular. And then when Yoshi was like, "I need an answer," I just picked like 90.
Anything else that I think that is that real is that I think that's the last thing we have to talk about. I'll wrap it up. Is there anything else before I wrap it up? Then I will announce.
Well, I have something to talk about.
Dalt does. Is there anything before we get to that? Just double checking. Anyone
Well,
have any
Is it
last
about the
questions?
Pride Parade, Dolt?
What?
Is it about the Pride Parade, Dolt?
I already announced that.
Oh, no, I have no idea what it's on about.
What do you think it's
Unless
about?
it is the S and ends in of either 4.
Yes.
Are
There
there
you
any
go.
other last minute questions, I guess, about anything else that happened this season?
When do we get to see the diary rooms?
Diary rooms will be room after this finishes, which you'll see some fun diary rooms. I'm glad people actually, I was the other thing I like to see is people actually use their diary rooms for like substance.
Mine was not.
I didn't use mine.
Oh no, Meg, you used yours. What are you talking about? You used yours.
I kind of slept on
Not
mine.
as much
I
as I
feel bad
should
about that.
have. Because all of
Yeah.
my info was going to the chat with you and JP.
Yeah, but I mean, it was good. You had a good amount of content in there. I guess.
Wait, that was one thing. At Final 2, Kyle was still telling me how, like, Meg and JP weren't close. Like, after the season was over, Kyle was like, you know, I really do appreciate how Meg and JP weren't playing together. And I'm like,
We will pass it over to Dalt here.
Maybe I should have brought that up.
As I'm sure you are aware, a season of Survivor has been announced to take place at the end of July.
I did not know that.
Okay, as I'm sure most of you are aware,
I'm not aware.
I have teased a little bit, not too much. I've tried to be pretty I'm gonna sit down actually. I have to get the link. I've tried to be a little bit secretive about what's been going on, but I'm happy to announce that in just a few seconds you will be able to. Oh, who's playing music? God.
Keep going.
Sorry. Pause for suspense.
Suspense, dun.
Sorry, Discord is really bad.
I guess we'll just do that.
All right. Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Check the then.
Ta-da.
Ooh.
I will tell you that the location is yet to be revealed.
Fire
But you can see the
tokens.
logo.
Are you gonna?
I have more to tease coming soon, but as you will see, there is an apply now channel, so apply now. Applications will close soonish.
In 5 seconds.
Have you what's it called? Have you uploaded an image, a full image of the logo into the? Isn't like the not just the display.
Yeah, you can see the logo, and I can actually post the full image. Hold on, I have it on my phone.
What season's logo is this based off of?
Samoa. But you can see that in the announcements channel. If it looks like the logo is kind of derpy, there is
something missing.
There's the location is missing. The Islands of Exchange subtitle is there though. The season will not be called Islands of Exchange. It will be like a subtitle. Anyway, I will post the full logo for you to admire. They are on islands and they are exchanging.
Wow.
Fire tokens.
I will say that we won't be having fire tokens.
So what the fuck are you having? Dolt bucks.
No.
We have
vouchers.
We have
instead.
islands that you can exchange things on.
And we'll have vouchers.
I will say that one of the twists this season has never been seen in our Survivor or in real life Survivor. It's brand new.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
And
Is the twist that the season of Survivor is actually the next season of The Amazing Race?
Well, that would mean Yoshi would have to host. So
what if you're just pretending like you're the host and it's just gonna switch up when the twist is revealed?
Well, I guess that's a risk you have to be prepared for.
Oh,
anyway,
no.
I am looking for a cast of 16. So apply now.
Is that the biggest cast you've? Wait, what?
It would be the biggest cast. Actually, like 18 people showed up to Wakayawa, but we had to pick 15. So
why can you just pick 18? Why can you choose the 18?
Because we didn't have 18 weeks for the. We planned for 15 because we didn't think we were gonna get 18. But yeah, if 18 people come to this one, I guess I'll let 18 people in. But like 16 is what we're looking for. So yeah.
I would also like to say, please sign up for Assassins if you haven't.
I'm so sorry, I can't make
4
it that
days,
first
I
day.
think.
Thank you all. Well, with that, we bring a close to the season of Big Brother 5. After 29 days, it is finally time to put this to rest. Congratulations once again, my man in second place, Kyle. Congratulations on first place, of course.
I won!
And to Megan Cookie for winning the favorite awards, respectively. And I will see you next time somehow during someday. Obviously, watch out for the next few games coming up, which include Assassins, Survivor, and who knows what's next. I don't know what games I'll host next. Who knows? What am I going to do with my life? That'll be determined next time.
Review it's fall or summer.
I don't know.
Okay.
So either way, thank you all so much for participating, and of course thank you all for the viewers, those who were house guests, applied, everything. I really do appreciate it. This was a really entertaining season to watch, especially for me. So thank you all for coming in. I will see you next time. And from outside the Big Brother house, I'm Julie Chen. Good night.